Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck Sim live stream. Today it's the 25th of March 2024, 3 minutes past 3 in the afternoon here in the United Kingdom. We're back in Microsoft Flight Simulator in the PMDG 737 for a short two-sector day. We're in London Stansted, the lovely IDI scenery. We're in Stansted to Dublin, a sector best known by Ryanair, and then we're going to be doing another sector to Shannon, really short sector, 30 minutes. I just want to have a little look at the airports again, maybe, based on some future references for myself, what's going on with me in the next few weeks. But yes, we'll brush that to the side, yeah, looking forward to taking part. It's been a week since we've streamed. I've been really, really busy. As I said in my YouTube community post, one of the reasons I've been so busy is I'm in the process of becoming a TRE, which I'm hoping to complete that course in the summer. And as part of that process, I have to become a line training captain. And I passed all of my ground school about a month ago. I did all my sim training last week. I've passed all my sim checks. I'm now qualified to operate again in the right-hand seat. Previously, when you did a command upgrade, you can only operate the left-hand seat, and the right-hand seat is pilot monitoring, but I'm now cleared to operate in both seats. And the next month will see me doing my training, line training, if you know what I mean. A senior training captain or a line training captain will be teaching me or observing me. You let off on your own for a little bit, and then you have a check to make sure you're all qualified, and then I can train all the pilots that join my operator, be it command upgrade, first officers going for the command, cadets who are joining from type ratings, or pilots with experience from other airlines. So yeah, really looking forward to taking part. Yes, I thought we'd take a look at Stansted, go to Dublin, and then to Shannon. Massive thanks to MK Studios, who have not only given me a copy of Dublin, they've given me a copy to Shannon as well, so we'll have a look at both those airports. First time I think we've landed in Microsoft Flight Simulator in Dublin with a detailed airport, which is quite cool. And Shannon, I think we've flown into Shannon before in a previous live stream, but yeah, I've got MK Studios for both of those. And of course, our friends at EIDW sent us over Stansted when it was released a few months ago. Anyway, we'll zoom on in towards the aircraft. We are already logged on New Sky with Alpaca Airways. We're on this pier here. I mean, this scenery is very, very nice. I mean, you've got the detailed terminal as well. All here. I've already showcased the IndyBuild scenery as well, but I always thoroughly recommend you go check out their sceneries here. But we're over in this pier. We've got an Airbus Alpaca Airways. Here we are now, 737-800. Of course, there's going to be a lot of Ryanairs around. This is one of their largest bases, or if not the largest base that they have. And here we are, perfect. Completely cold and dark on stand 32, ready for boarding. We'll probably use Ryanair Blue handling. And we're going to take a full load of passengers for our first sector to Dublin. And then, yeah, the Dublin-Shannon sector is really short, about 30 minutes. We'll probably just take about 50 passengers. So live time, live weather. It's going to be a fun afternoon. Anyway, have we got here? If you work at Airbus at Stansted, I know, absolutely ridiculous. Actually, EasyJet have a base here, so you might find a few Airbuses, and I think Lauda have a base here too. Taylor, will you be able to do type ratings? I already do type ratings, Taylor Earl. So my role right now, my operator, is a TRI, a type rating instructor. So I became a TRI 6 months ago and left the line, and I've barely flown in the last 6 months. I think I've probably flown less than 30-40 hours. So I've been wanting to sort of do this sort of stream for a while, just to sort of get back into the swing of things and actually run off some sectors in the sim to actually practice, because I've been doing, you know, type rating sessions where we do lots of repositioning, all the technical issues, and all those other things from there. So I really want to sort of do this stream just to sort of build some familiarity into the operation for myself as well. Infian work, yes, I saw your comment. Infian, one hub to another, absolutely. Listerman's here. Kit My Cat says, such a long countdown. I've already eaten half of my Malteser. You must eat very slowly, Cat. Stephen Mullins here as well. Aaron Hastings, Ed02, Cam MD80 was here at the start of the stream as well. Can you just sign off on my? Can you just sign off on my type rating? Actually, I might need to see you do a skills test of some sort. If you do, well, thank you very much for popping in. It must be early in the morning for you. Anyway, we have the latest version of the PMDG 737 installed. I had the latest air rack installed as well. I was busy doing all of that this morning. Anyway, we'll jump into the flight deck, and as you can see here, I've got New Sky up and running. The flight's all set up, matching the sim brief profile with a full load of passengers, and we'll just get GSX fired up now to start the boarding. So I'm going to go here, request boarding. I've already synced it with my sim brief flight plan. There we are. So that's going to bring the crew and the passengers. Here come the stairs. That one is massively understeering, but here we are. We'll start the boarding process. We'll get some power onto the aircraft. So battery on, GPU is on the bus, electric hydraulic pumps We can turn on landing gear lever is down, and then we'll check on the ship's library, make sure we're all legal, the tech log as well. Fault and fire tests. So, oops, got my. Oh, I've just dropped my Xbox controller. Jack's here as well. He's just snoozing below me. I'll show you on yoke cam shortly. Jack, let's do my fault and fire test. So, squibs. We've got fault AV detector and not master caution overheat detect. That's looking good. Fire test. Fire warning bell. 3 fire lights. Engine overheat wheel well. Master caution fire warning and the overheat detector again. Perfect. Would you like to board crew? Of course. Let's do both. Excellent. Perfect. Car emergency exit lights are armed. Test the attend button. So I just want to have a look at the weather on this sector. So let's get the electronic flight bag, request data from SimBrief. And is there a way of getting the TAF, or do I just have to look at the flight plan here?
Minimums, approaching minimums.
There we are. So here it's not too bad in Stansted, 170 at 13, so runway 22 departure. And then Dublin, 140 at 12. So we're actually landing easterly in Dublin. Oh, look, it's Jim and I. There's Jim. He's got a Hispanic look to him. There you go, and there I am. That's actually the dispatcher. I'm not sure what he's doing. There we are. Oh, look, I'm rather buff, if one might say. Weather in Dublin, yeah. So the forecast between sort of 6 o'clock this morning and 9 o'clock tonight is winds gusting up to 25. It's approaching 2/3 max crosswind limit, so we'll take an extra 15 minutes of fuel to sort of accommodate a go around. And our alternate Shannon, it's okay. Well, funny enough, our alternate Shannon is our next destination, but if we end up going there early, the weather's fine as well. But low visibility forecast from 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, so weather's okay en route. Steph, welcome back as a member, or thank you for your continued support as a member. You're doing well. And that's Jonathan Wiltshire, 40 months as a member. Nice, Tommy Captain. Just started a stream as my lunch break ends. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe if I started it an hour ago. No, Jack and I were walking. There we are. You can see the passengers have started boarding. There we are. Is that the dispatcher waiting for the crew to be ready, or is that just the driver of the stairs? Oh no, that's the cabin crew, isn't it? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we do have a very drab uniform at Alpaca Airways, don't we? Yes, interesting. The GSX profile is really cool. Full hazard, do not climb on until without raised full protection. Yes, common sense dictates. So that's good. Distracted. Fuel, yes, that's what we're saying. Take an extra 15 minutes because of the forecast winds. No visibility issues, really. So 5.2's minimum block. Oh no, sorry, 5.4's minimum block. Plus, it'll take 6 tons. That's an extra 15 minutes. So I'll go to FS Actions. I'm just going to put that in straight away. And not use the SimBrief or GSX loader. So 6 tons is in, and I'll use the SimBrief sync function to put the zero fuel weight in and the passengers. So fuel we've discussed and loaded, so that seatbelt sign can go on now. Gears down, we'll set that to 4,000 feet. Excellent, we started the boarding as well. So that's set. Cargo fire test, check the config warning horn, flaps are up which match the indicated position. Forward aft discharge, 2 green lights, fire bell, no doubt the fire warning light was illuminating. That's all set, 2000 standby, rudder and on trim is 3 and 0, gear extension doors closed, circuit breakers are in, onto the overhead panel here. So a bit longer needed for the stall warning test, 4 minutes of AC power required. Mac airspeed warning test is done, IRS to nav, but no engine control lights, no reverser flights, EEC is on, and the alignment will start now. And we check all the safety equipment as well. Perfect. Plane says, unrelated question, but how many passengers have you carried in a single flight? As many as the aircraft holds. So up to, well, nearly 200 is the most we've had on our maxes. Plus jump seaters. I think the most I've ever had is over 200 with jump seaters on the jump seats, extra pilot in the cockpit. It was like 203, 204 or something. It was a huge amount. So yes, that's the most I've carried, I think. Perfect. So we've done the preliminary flight deck inspection. There's actually a ground controller and a tower controller here, which is quite cool. So we'll get the 80s first on 12718. See what's what, and we'll continue the setup and get our clearance.
450 Zulu, automatic. Runway in use 22 transition level 75 surface wind 150 degrees 12 knots. Stansted information November,
Oh, it's just
time
changed.
1450 Zulu, automatic, runway in use 22 transition level 75 surface wind 150 degrees 12 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, ceiling 3000 broken, 4300 overcast, temperature 11, dew point 04, QNH 998. Pilots should plan for minimum runway occupancy time.
Very good.
Gasoline clearances are available.
Don't have
Delivery is
that
closed.
available on this.
Departing aircraft contact ground on 121.730 for clearance. Report on initial contact aircraft type and you have information. November.
Excellent. So we've copied information November. Runway 22 in use. Nice crosswind there, but we will go a 40 rate on that. We don't take an assumed thrust if the crosswind's over 10 knots. So, and it's okay. We can come back if there's any major problems. So I'll press B because of Microsoft Flight Simulator. That will set by QNH 909 at 8. We'll set the MFRA. We'll put 1350 for that. Takes a while always in the PMDG to set this. So 1350 is set, and we've got the weather, so we'll get the FMC loaded now. So we'll go to FMC, latest AIRAC installed. That's now valid until 18th of April. And we're in Stansted, so Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. GPS left. Flight plan request. There we are, Simbury Fruit. We won't load that fuel because we take an additional amount, but we will set the payload. There we are. So that's loaded the simulated passengers, and that's now syncing the route, I believe. Flight plan request and select route. That just takes a few seconds for it to load in. Jedi, how do you scroll so fast? Because my mouse wheel I can unlock and free spin. I'll try and demonstrate that on YoCam. I can show you what. Well, actually, no, I can't because I've got the mouse in my hand. I can't actually show you. There we are. So on my mouse, I can unlock the wheel. Look, so look, whee, and I've got a little button there to do it. So it's I just unlock it and do that. That's the best way. So yeah, get yourself an unlockable mouse wheel to scroll quickly. Gadget Badger, I happen to live near and fly out of an airport in Scotland, very popular with certain airlines. Base trading, I happen to notice they continue to fly in what I'd say was IMC. How is that possible? They're probably getting radar vectored circuits, Gadget Badger. Yeah, the circuit's usually visual, but base training can be continued in IMC, radar vector, but it does take longer. Perfect. So, that's all done. Route uplink ready, so load. Takes a while, doesn't it? Route uplink loading. There we are. Perfect. So I'll activate that. Departures off runway 22. We're flying the Utava 1 Romeo. It's easterly in Dublin. It's usually west, but we'll plan on 10 right. That's what they're landing on flight radar. I had a look before the stream. It's going to be a Bagso 2 Romeo via IFBAP. There we are. Execute. Perfect. So performance, 0 fuel weights in. Reserves are, let's have a little look at the flight plan. For Shannon, 2.3 tons, 2298, so we'll put 2.3. Cost index 30. We'll have a short cruise at 38,000 feet. The top of climb wind is 228 at 32. Close enough to the average, I won't put it in manually. Transition altitude. Now, that's nice to see that PMDG actually now updates the correct transition altitude. Right, let's have a look at the OPT. So performance. This is actually quite close to the real OPT, so it's quite good. So import from flight plan. Runway 22. Import from operational flight plan our weight. And the... Oh, no, we want it from the aircraft because that's our actual gross weight. And import the weather. So that's all the information, and runway 22 calculate. So that says we can take a TO1 with a selected temperature of 38 degrees, which is fine, but TO1 is 24K. We cannot select assumed temperature. My operator, when we have a crossing in excess of 10 knots, which we do just about here, we don't take an assumed temperature reduction. We only take the D-rate reduction. So that's going to be 94.5. Is there a way of taking... yeah, you select TO1 manually, I guess. I'll calculate CO1. How do I get rid of 38 degrees if you don't want to take an assumed temperature, or does it not give you that ability? I don't know, but that's, you know, it's conservative. It's a greater thrust setting. So we'll take that, and the speed's 39, 39, 46. So 39, 39, and 47 is all been a knot to added. That we always take the OPT figures. V2 147 we set on the MCP. Which is our best single engine climb speed, and trim 5.7 units coming in now. I'll catch up with chat in a second. It is a busy period whilst I get this all set up 5.7. Perfect. Let's have a look here. Stephen, do you have to act like a driving instructor and perfect your British disapproving tuts when they make an error? How was that? No, not at all. On an exam you don't intervene at all. Infian, did you catch the race yesterday, Captain? Best brake caliber explosion ever. I didn't watch it live. I did watch the highlights. Yes, poor Max. He had a really long streak, didn't he? Over 40 races he won. Well done to Sainz. I think Manchester. What did I say Manchester for? I know why I said Manchester. I'm thinking red Ferrari. Manchester United. Ferrari are probably thinking, why are we getting rid of Sainz? Because he's the only person who's won the last 2 races, was it, out of Leclerc? So yes, great for them. Yeah, it was an interesting race. I always seem to miss the more exciting ones, which is a shame. So minimum flat retraction altitude to Brendan, excellent. So you can use D-rate but not flex thrust. Yeah, that's an operator-specific guidance free scratch. So an operator with crosswind in excess of 10 knots, we only take a reduced D-rate, not assumed thrust reduction. Cool. Right, so performance is done.
50,
We'll
40,
set up the overhead panel.
30,
Firstly, though, thank you very
20,
much to Mad Dog Mike 982 for your $10 donation. Very, very kind. Appreciate it.
In the Zebo I always
Good
miss
question.
the wheel well fire test on audio checklist. Where is it? I can't find it for the life of me. Thank you, training captain.
Not yet, I must stress, this is in preparation for, I'm not qualified yet. Thank you very much, Mad Dog Mike. So, yeah, the checklist does check the wheel well fire. When you do the fire test, you have to have AC power for the wheel well fire to illuminate. Maybe there's an issue with it, but I certainly think my Zebo audio checklist does say wheel well fire. So I don't know why yours doesn't. I'd say just check, get the latest download and updates, because I'm pretty sure mine does. But sorry, I can't help you more than that. Thank you for your donation, or less. Thank you. Excellent. So that's all done. Yes, overhead panel. That was next. So your dampers on. Nav transfer display switch is normal auto. Fuel 4 pumps on. Nothing in the centre tank today. Cross feed valve, we can trigger.
Minimums. Approaching
Check, that's all
minimums.
good. Window heat, we can pop on now. That's all set there. Voice recorder on. Pax auto. Go to auto. Oh no, sorry. That wants to be open, and that is all set. 250 is the innovation of Dublin. How do I know? APU we can start. Liam Echo, Lima 3, 44 months of member. Thank you very much for your continued support, buddy. Hope you're doing very well. Thank you very much for popping in today's live stream. Thank you very much. Right, flight directors on. I'll put master on my side. Yeah, we'll get the clearance in a second. Order brake to RTO. Reset fuel flow. Trim sets. Radio tuning panels all set. Frequencies are good. We'll check the rudder and aileron trim. Excellent. Right, let's now get our clearance, and once that's done, we're pretty much ready for pushback. I'll just brief the taxi, the SID. In reality, you check your routing, make sure you're happy with that with your first officer. Discuss the threats. Stansted is a very busy airport. You've got to make sure you're aware of where you're taxiing. Wingtip clearance issue as well after pushback. The weather's fine though, otherwise. Just want to have a little look at the weather there. That's fine. 5305. We've got the fuel, just want to double check. Yeah, 6 tons. Yeah, let's grab the clearance and go from there. So, make sure I've got ground active, which is being tuned now. Brendan, is MF rate to do with the NAD procedure? No, it's completely different. It's to do with the height at which you accelerate in the event of an engine failure prior to acceleration height. The NADP bug up point is either NADP 2, bug up at 1,000 feet, or NADP 1. There are situations where there's non-standard bug up heights. They are quoted by the airfield briefs, which I know you guys don't have access to.
Alpaca 92 Charlie, type A321 Neo, looking to pick up IFR to Dublin with information November.
Alpaca 92
Patrick Trooper, how do you
Charlie,
prevent
back to
getting a
ground.
fuel
Good
imbalance of the
afternoon.
737? Well, make sure you're running both engines, and you got pumps, all your pumps on, and you should be okay.
Roger, thanks. Your clearance Dublin, Ottawa 1 Romeo departure, squawk 3514.
If you were to presume we're in Microsoft Flight Sim today because of X-Plane 12 lighting, yes, in a way. I might fly the Zemo mod. I've got an opportunity on Wednesday, but
Correct.
I did our group flight last weekend, and the lighting is so broken in the sim. It's actually really putting me off using the sim
And
at the moment.
Alpaca 92 Charlie, you have time for a question?
No, time for a question, shoot.
Are you guys all flying to Dublin because of a flight deck?
Oh my god. Yes. Don't need to hear all that. Blah, 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 blah. Captain, KSNA here in LA has an aggressive noise abatement procedure. Toga, takeoff followed by power cut at 800. Would you then not engage auto throttle on this departure? That's a very low flush reduction altitude. I mean, we default to 1500 for ours, and if noise is an issue, you know, we'll be advised in the briefing pack. But no, we don't usually adjust that in our operator. Stansted ground, hello, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, stand 32, information November, 738, departure clearance to Dublin, please. Forgot I was going for a second.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform clearance Dublin, Ottawa 1 Romeo, squawk 7014.
Cleared to Dublin, Ottawa 1 Romeo, squawk 7014, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform.
Correct.
Perfect, that's all done. And let's now turn down 4,000 feet, squawk 7014. Perfect. Cool, so we've got the clearance. What should we have on here? Airport terrain. Yeah, the weather radar. Obviously, we know it doesn't work, and put traffic on there. Jim, you can have some terrain at airport. Right, let's just brief our taxi and sit. So, yeah, does the INI builds have the ability to do intersection departures on the performance tool? Yes, dispatch I should have filled in as well. 10 right, import weather, flat 40. We can dispatch, perfect. That was predictable. So that's the maximum landing weight for the PMDG 737. What was I going to say? Yeah, we don't have the option to take an intersection, do we? It's just full length, which is fine. We can just go full length then. So we're on stand 32. We're going to push back here, facing north. There's 3 lines. I've got the INI Builds GSX profile. Right, if these RW profiles, you can choose which line you're going to push to, and then we'll take a right turn on Juliet or Hotel, left turn. We could take Romeo or Sierra. You could plan Quebec, but we'll plan one of those two. So that's all good. The Ottawa 1 Romeo is the SID, which is in the FMC. Transition altitude is set in the FMC as well. So it's climb straight ahead until 3.1 miles India Sierra X-ray. That's replicated by the Delta 221 Charlie point. And then we're going to make a right turn. There's a little glitch here. Now we might be able to help the PMDG by lowering the speed. If at Ottawa I put 220 knots or below, that might just tighten the track slightly. There you go. What? How's that made it worse? Lowered the speed. Right, the PMDG's always had been a bit of a buggy ND display on tight turns. So yeah, we'll monitor the situation. Otherwise, yeah, 3 miles right turn. Hotel point is 5 miles. No, sorry, Echo point's 5 miles. Be at or above 3,000, 4,000. Again, the PMDG only can give you 1 restriction, and then 2 miles at 4,000. So that's the stop altitude, and then left turn to Ottawa. It's all backed up with Barkway. We can put 349 as the course if we lose the FMC. Perfect. We're all good and ready to go. So I'll get better pushback organised, or the GSX equivalent, and prepare for pushback and departure. AP on the bus. We can get rid of the ground power. Release and remove the chocks. Perfect.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, hello, madam. Excellent. Lucas says, hello. Since Beyond ATC is very close to release, will you try it when it comes out? So I have seen some video. Well, I've not really watched the videos, but I've heard of it and seen videos pop up on YouTube. It's meant to be quite good, isn't it? So, yes, we'll potentially look at it. So it's going to be a bit of fun. Let's see how it differs between that and real-world procedures. Patrick says, oh yeah, I've got all the engines on part. I would have missed something there. So just leave all pumps on and that should prevent it. Yeah, so you'll see you've got 3 tons aside. You might get a slight imbal of a few dozen kilos, 40, 50 kilos. Anything, when it starts getting above 150, you might want to consider balancing. But the imbal won't appear until 453 kilos, so no problem. Hello, Mr. Quinton. Hello. I've been watching you since your FSX days. Your videos have taught me instrumental amounts, leading me to recently getting hired as a first officer on the 320 with a national airline. Thank you, that's very cool. You're not the first to have sent such a kind message. Some people started watching my channel. I mean, it's 7 years old now, and some people are actually are colleagues of mine, so it's incredible where the time goes, isn't it? Right, let's get our pushback clearance. Oh crikey, we've got approach coming online. London Centre's all online now. Everyone's finishing work, I should think. Alpaca 1 Delta uniform stand 3-2 request push to start.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform stand up Bravo 3-2 middle. Your push and start is approved west line.
Push start approved to the west line. Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. So west, GSX. Oh, calm down. So packs off, if you bleed on, anti-collision lights on. Parking brake is released. Oh, got a pop train. I am out of.
Station calling for radio check readability 5. Say again.
There we are. Oh, nice to see the MD-80 here. It's beer, isn't it?
Speedbird 4702, Roger.
Perfect. Oh, look at that, on-time departure, 3:30.
Just note, I just need to note down your call sign, thanks. You can,
That's a funny noise you get, and a 550 feet per minute rate of climb thanks to GSX. Right, starting engine number 2. I did a little practice sector and it gave me the tow bar.
Alpaca 44 contact Stansted Tower 123
Some of this banging I can hear going on and things rumbling around next to the rate of climb. N2, we have oil pressure, we have N1, fuel on, spar valve dim bright.
Alpaca 92 Charlie, stand 30, push and start approved, east line.
Push and start approved onto the east line. Alpaca 92
Yeah, we've got all the scenery installed and checked. We've got GSX profiles. It'll be the first time I think I've ever in a stream in Microsoft Flight Simulator
Alpaca 11 Tango stand
done 2 sectors with 3 airports we've looked at with all like high quality scenery installed. It'll be my most realistic stream yet. So start switch moving to off and starter cut out. Monitoring engine number 2. 2 incredibly hot CFM 56253 stable. Starting engine number 1. Did you see? Yeah, I saw that $0 payware released Heathrow Fair Explain 12.3. That's really cool. I've used this video before. N2 all pressure N1.
788 Roger, taxi on point Quebec 1 runway 22, yielding Alpha confirmed.
Very nice. Animation, do you prefer daytime or night flights? Daytime flights. Oh yeah. Everyone thinks I have a training captain. I'm not yet. I'm getting, look, video title, getting ready to become a training captain. Not quite there yet, to be fair. It's not that clear. But I'm more than halfway through. I've done my ground school. I've done my sim training. Sim training's all complete. It's just the flights to come. Just the flights to come. Starter cut out monitoring engine number 1, 2, 5, 6, 3. Yeah, very high EGT, but
Rhino 93 X-ray Tango.
1 and 2 is
Good
stable.
afternoon. Say again, stand number.
62 left.
We're not using wing range anti-ice for departure.
Roger.
So the great thing about Stansted is you have 3 lines.
The other captain to echo departure. Squawk 757.
With 737, you can put 1 aircraft on the west line, 1 on the east, and there's sufficient wingtip clearance as long as you stay on the yellow line. It's quite cool. Flaps 5.
Correct.
Our flight controls coming up. So full forward, full back, left, and right. Here comes the rudders. Full right and a full left. Superb. Recall, blank lower to you, which I've done before taxi checks complete. Aircraft pushing back everywhere. What? Oh, GSX is waiting for me, isn't it? Oh, yes, good start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
Perfect.
You can disconnect.
Oh, so there are training captains for the flights. Brilliant. Yeah, essentially. No, it's any other training captain, any other LTC could observe. Typically, the final check is done by a senior checker, which I have rostered already. It's not a huge amount of course. You know how it works is you observe some sectors, you then have some sectors observed from a training captain. You then go off and you do some on your own, and then you have a check of you're being checked by a checker, and then you're qualified. It should be over. I've got annual leave in between all of it, so I've got a block coming up, 2 weeks off, and then another block coming off middle of April. So it won't be till the end of April until I'm hopefully, fingers crossed and touch wood, qualified.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Perfect. The volume's all okay though, not too quiet, not too loud. Pushback's gone now, so request taxi. Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, request taxi.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform taxi on point Romeo 1 of runway 22 via link Bravo and hotel.
Taxi, Echo 1 from runway 22 via link Bravo and hotel. Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. What on earth? Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Yes.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform negative, it's home point Romeo 1.
So whole point Romeo 1 via Romeo 1 runway 22 link Bravo hotel Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. Right, clear left, clear right. Let's do the config check. The rapidly increasing thrust settings. Right, so straight ahead is link Bravo, second right hotel,
correction, taxi
and Romeo 1 not
right
Echo
hotel,
1.
hold short of
Right, there we are, perfect.
Link Alpha, right hotel, hold short on
What's that?
Quebec, Lufthansa 5 Delta.
Perfect. So straight ahead is link Bravo. First right, second left. Let's do it before takeoff checklist. So config we've checked. Flaps we have.
Contact Stansted Tower 123, that's what 8050.
5 green light. Stab trim is 5.7 units. Set. Clear left and clear right. And take off briefing.
Alpaca 11 Tango.
Pax order bleeds on, V speed set for departure. 139, 139, 147 sets. And the departure's due Java 1 Romeo, straight ahead 3.1 miles, right turn parkway. Stop altitude 4,000 feet, NADP2, engine hour signal climb straight ahead to 3,000 feet, which is above the highest MSA. Reviewed.
And ground Lufthansa 5 Delta Whiskey, can I get the full length of the runway?
Lufthansa 5 Delta Whiskey, you can expect that.
Okay.
Grand Alpaca.
And next left is Romeo.
Ready taxi.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, contact Stansted Tower 118 decimal, correction 123 decimal 123.805, see ya.
123.805. Thank you very much, ATC Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform. Bye. Perfect. So over to tower.
Stansted ground
Alpaca
on
92 Charlie, taxi link Alpha.
12 knots, runway 22 clear for takeoff.
Oh, it's Moen.
Runway 22 clear for takeoff, speedbird 788. Thank you.
Oh, Nigel over
Apologies,
there.
just confirm it is a crosswind.
Crosswind, copy that.
There's Nigel over there, and that I've actually seen that British Airways aircraft. Funnily enough, in Dublin, maybe. Yeah, I saw that. That's their sort of eco. Was it their Olympic livery or something like that? Can't remember. Right. Parking brake set. It's one of the members at ATC here. Stansted Tower. Hello, it's Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, holding short Romeo 1 runway 22, ready for departure.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, Stansted Tower, good afternoon. Via Romeo 1, line up runway 22, caution the British Airways Airbus A321 departing from Quebec.
Via Romeo 1, line up runway 22, note of the traffic, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. Right, stop goals gone, or not simulated, so confirm readback, yeah, clear left, we know about the Airbus.
Information is a British Airways Airbus
And
A321
clear right.
departing runway 22, Delta
Procedure
turning to the
checks.
north.
Low
Try to get
line.
sign off, kilometer now.
So MCP is set. Transponder TARA, stabilizer on. Just waiting for our clearance. Right, because you can't taxi this aircraft very well, I'm going to do a bit of
downwind touch and go.
a rubbish lineup.
Oscar Lima Juliet,
Do a bit
thank
sharp
you.
on
Report
this.
final runway 2 to number 2 to the departing Alpaca 737 on the threshold.
Perfect. I just wait for our takeoff clearance. Non-standard, but I'm
Stansted Tower, good afternoon, Alpaca 1 Tango holding Romeo 1, ready for departure in sequence.
quite a few people here.
Alpaca 1 Tango, Stansted Tower, roger.
Got Lufthansa Jumbos. Excellent choice of aircraft. There's that gigantic 380. Thanks, Matthias. Good luck in your job. Oh, is that Matthias as in used to work for Aerostop and now works at PMDG? I don't keep up with goings-ons in the flight sim community, but thank you very much for popping in.
788, contact under control 120.025. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
I can hear my own voice, lovely. Moen, thanks to the ATC. Which Alpaca just tanked it on departure? Wasn't me, was it? Hi Rory, nice to see you here, buddy. You sound really excited about your work and your prospects. It's really heartening. Well, thank you very much. It is really exciting, and yeah, I love sharing the sort of journey I'm going through with you guys as well. But it was really busy last week.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, surface winds 150 degrees, 12 knots, runway 22, clear for takeoff.
Right, 22, clear to takeoff, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. Right, clear to takeoff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the timing. Frost up to 40%. You ready, Jack? Oh, he's so cute. He's just like bent over my foot. I'll have my foot back for the rudder pedals, please, Jack. Thank you. Right, timing 40%, stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. Light forward pressure. Increase nose wheel steering effectiveness. AR 93.6 takeoff thrust set. Indications normal. Check. Release that forward pressure. Perfect. So a little bit of crosswind from the left. So put a bit of aileron into wind, but in Microsoft Flight Simulator, in the crosswind takeoff technique, you don't need to apply. V1 rotate. Yes, look, no aileron really required for a 15-knot crosswind. Right, gears up.
Tower, hello, Delta 5 Delta Whiskey, holding point 0.
There's LNAV.
Delta 5 Delta Whiskey, Stansted Tower, good afternoon.
Hold it 20 degrees, no higher. It was always high, pitched very high into the flight directors.
Oscar
Then it
Juliet,
comes back.
surface winds
Perfect.
150 degrees, 12 knots.
Right, we'll bug up.
22, clear touch and go.
Runway 22, clear touch and go, Oscar Lima Juliet.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, contact under control 120.025. Good afternoon.
120025, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. Thanks a lot, Mo. See you soon. Bye.
Cheers, bye. Break. Alpaca 1-1
Perfect, flaps
Tango
on.
behind the arriving
God, I've just looked at all the
performance
frequencies
touch
on
and
right
go.
now. Right.
By
I've
Romeo
got the
1 line at
frequency up
runway
here. I've got
22
approach
behind.
take it.
Behind the arriving
trying to tune the frequencies hard.
Line up and wait, runway
Flaps up.
22 via Romeo 1 behind Alpaca 1.
So flaps are still extended. My operator is prohibited to select VS with flaps still extended on departure. There are mechanics set situations.
Juliet, descend to altitude 4,000 feet.
4,086.
I'm not sure what the flight director's commanding and how to quiet him. There we go, that's better. London, hello, it's Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform, or Tava 1 Romeo, just approaching 4,000 feet.
Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform, London Control, good afternoon. Flight heading 335, climb now, flight level 80.
Right heading 335 degrees, climb now, flight level 80, Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform. Oh, short-term memory exceeded!
Foxtrot Romeo, descent flight level 280.
Climb flight level 80. Oh. How many digits they say you can remember?
Remember
a huge amount.
Standard choice.
And he's very loud. Right, I'm still going to hand fly him because of, you know... It's fun. Don't descend though. Come on.
2,000 feet.
Trying to get to VNAV and out into
runway 157 with the glide.
VNAV. Out into vent. There we are. Set standard. 220 knots is fine for now.
Welcome to Birmingham, taxi standard choice.
God, he's got a huge area. Right, I can turn him down now. Standard set, passing 4, 5, flight level 80. There we are. This is where there's two of us. The actual seem to have been updated by now.
Afternoon, expect PD soon.
Command day. Right, I'll get rid of that speed restriction as we're on a straight line. That's great, that's a nice shortcut on the departure, and that'll accelerate to 250 now. So I have to take a checklist. Gears off, water brakes off.
Legend 156
Start
Tango
switches
11
off.
12, good afternoon. Descend now, flight level 290.
Perfect. Air conditioning and pressurisation 2.2, climbing.
Civil 6 Yankee, contact land control
Set.
123.705.
Release the crew. Perfect. Altimeters, we've got 6-1 flight level 80 approaching. Clear levels, we'll go vertical speeds. After takeoff, checklist complete.
Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform, turn left heading 320 degrees, climb flight level 380.
Left heading 220 degrees, climb flight level 380, Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform. That's a big heading change.
Nearly, sir, heading is 320 degrees.
Yeah, I was going to say, heading 320 degrees, saying Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform. 380.
Climb flight level 200.
There we are. 320 is 380. That's our final cruise level. So standard set passing 76 for flight level 380. 380 set once, twice. Check the cruise page 3 times. Monitoring 1215. Busy departure. There's one thing you guarantee at UK on VATSIM, it's always busy, isn't it? There's no events going on here, it's just busy. It's great. Listen to me, Alpaca 123 flying 300 on heading 300 clear ILS 25 light to send 3000 kH10 on maintain with 6 until 4. That trained you short term, very. Yeah, especially when hand flying. Great heading and very realistic. Typical clearance here from ATC. There we are. Standard set passing 103 flight level 380. Pre-cruise checks, fuel 4 pumps,
335, climb flight level
lights,
180.
logo, APUs off, pressurization 4.0, auto, set, don't need a pedestal, circuit brake lights on, recall, and the belts, and we'll log on to CPDLC 1215, there we are, pre-cruise checks complete, looking good. Looking out the window where I am in the UK and looking what you get in Microsoft Flight Simulator, it is so good. The lighting, the colours of everything, it's so good. It looks fantastic. Oh, we do need some nice weather in the UK now. I'm sick of the rain. Ah, look how good it looks. Clouds are excellent.
Alpha for Mike arrival from Manchester, Squawk 0326.
Straight here, I don't know how you can hear it, write it down or remember it so quick. I barely hear my own call sign. It's just, you get used to it, and especially as I fly, Alpaca Airways is pretty much exclusively online. Well, sometimes we fly something else. I'm used to hearing that call sign now, and very much my operators as well. There we go.
EG539 turn right heading 330 degrees.
Just realised I didn't have the VOR on standby. It should be 1625.
9 kilo, unfortunately no further ATC, monitor Unicorn 122, designate, goodbye.
Yeah. So Barclay's just behind us there. What I'll do, I'll put the FMC direct to... You've got to be careful this, because you want to sort of put what you're getting, but you don't want to route to a direct really far away, and then they give you a direct, say Elvos, and I've put direct Trent. So I'll just put direct to Cooper or something. There you go, just tidies up the FMC slightly, gives you more accurate data in the progress page. Stratocaster, you can always go back to Arizona. That is true, that was very arid. Strody, have you heard a call sign for your operators that you've flown very recently? I don't fly around Osaka too much.
Navigation direct to Rodale.
Direct Rodale, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. There we are. Execute. LNAV available. LNAV. No, I have actually. I've streamed once and I've heard. I was in. I think I was doing Nagasaki to Osaka and I heard my call sign.
This is 63XJ uniform. Descend now, flight level 200. Maintain.
Oh yeah, I've turned this on as well on the PMDG settings. You can see where your hardware is. Quite like that actually. It's not. That's obviously not on the real aircraft, but it's just so I can match my hardware thrust leaders. Thanks Pete. 40 months, when qualified, will you mostly have flying related duties or will you still undertake ground school classes? Great question. So, my official base is at one of our training centres, so I'm based at one of our training centres. So I'm returning to the line to conduct my line training captain flying course to become what we call an LTC, and that will allow me to train pilots, be it cadets that finish their type rating. People who join the airline from another operator have to obviously have training as well. Command upgrade, where I'm actually now qualified to sit back in this seat again and train new captains. But once that's done, I'm still based at the training centre, so I won't be flying much still. I'll be back in the simulator. But I sort of like that. I love working in the sim. Don't get me wrong, I love flying as well, but the sim, I'm at home in the sim and sharing my operating. I just enjoy it, really do. The enthusiasm of the cadets, I mean, I share with them still. You know, it's great. Really like it. Really enjoy it. There's 20,000 feet. Every 10,000 feet climb we check the pressurisation panel, but otherwise this is our lower work phase approaching the cruise level. On a short sector like this though, especially the next sector, you don't have a huge amount of time. So look how close top of climb and descent are. We're basically a 10-mile cruise. So in reality, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start setting up for the approach already. This is what we have to do on these short sectors. So we'll go to a descent page. 250 below 100, execute, forecast,
climb flight level 160.
Fetch the winds, we'll get the weather for Dublin as well.
291 Foxtrot Romeo, contact London Control 133.
PMDG's doing a good job as well so far. It's just its usual fiddly Microsoft Flight Sim takeoff landing behaviour. It's more the sim than the aircraft, but otherwise it's doing a good job. What am I doing? Weather.
Alpaca 92 Charlie, London Control, good.
So QNH is 990, winds pretty much down the runway, 120 at 14, but it's not the prevailing wind direction for Dublin. There we are. Winds are all in. Preset the QNH 990.
Alpaca 11 Tango, turn left heading 305.
Preset. We'll put the fixings in for runway 10 right. 10 miles. We are. Yeah, VMC. It's a few clouds of 700. Ooh, broken at 1,000. Well, we'll configure at 5 miles. It's quite a low cloud base. And 3 times our height will be at 38,000 feet. So our top of descent will be around 114 miles from the airport. So that top ring will roughly coincide with top of descent. A little bit beyond it. Perfect. So FMC is pretty much loaded for the arrival. We'll just step through it. Bring up the star chart, make sure we're happy with everything. So coming in via Bagso, So Bagso 100 or below, and then it's to Erkin. And then we get down to Asda. Not to the low-cost supermarket. And then it breaks actually off to the north. You actually go right, and it's what we call a point merge arrival. Again, this is replacing conventional holds at a lot of airports. So basically, they'll just keep you on this at flight level 80. And when it's quiet, say we get here and it's quiet, they'll just go, oh yeah, Alpaca, 1 down unit route direct to IFBAP and or Asda. Or, well no, Asda's not, it's like direct to IFBAP. So we'll do that, we'll probably get to there, and if there's no ATC we'll just route direct to IFBAP. But this 80 puts you on profile perfectly all the way around. So you check all the points, the speeds and distances. There's that point merge arrival, IFBAP, 220 knots, radar, Gannet, 177, perfect, it's looking good.
Climb flight level 120, I'm trying to get the heading again, please.
Cool. Why the 114? Sorry, 114. 38,000 feet is our cruise height, so 38 times 3 is 140.
Uniform, resume navigation to Elva.
That's all to do with descent planning. Right, so we've checked the star arrival. Let's have a look at the ILS chart.
156 Tango, descent flight level 150, be level by Soppit. 150.
Perfect. So can we invite IFBAP, hopefully direct to Gaddis at some point. Get the ILS frequencies tuned now. You can always go to init ref in the 737 to find out what the frequency course is. So 1089. Get down here for that.
Station guarding, level control, good afternoon, sorry, it's on the landline, say again.
Was it actually though? I've heard that a lot from real controllers. I wonder what he was actually doing. He was probably busy controlling.
Whiskey, London
Very realistically he says
fly
that.
heading 340 degrees, climb now, flight level 80.
I've always wondered who they're talking to when they say that. Frequency set, courses as
539, turn left, turning 330 degrees.
IMC out there actually. Probably do a little bit of engine NTIS.
Alpaca 1 down in uniform, contact London control 133.705.
133705, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, bye.
Good afternoon.
Perfect, over to the next London frequency. Very quiet.
Look control, good afternoon, UV 495 X-ray, Mike 1 Manchester, ready for departure, Equine Form Romeo departure.
DG 495 X-ray London, hello, runway 23 right, to clear takeoff, wind 16, cushion 13.
Good, we're checked in and we'll carry on setting up. The frequency course is just the minimums to come up.
Red nose 4457, bit of an early
minimums the cat one then 442, 550 metres.
Continue with Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
Oh, Unicom, thanks for your service, 457.
London, hello, it's Alpaca 1 Delta, uniform climb flight level 380 to Roddell.
Alpaca 1 Delta, uniform London control, very good afternoon, roger.
Perfect. So frequencies, courses, minimums are set. We're either going to do the point merge or self-position or get radar vectors on to ILS 10 right. In Dublin, all the high terrains for south, 4,000 feet. So once we get onto the ILS, it's going to be via Gannet. Gannet's the final approach fix.
Right, 260
Gannet, and yeah, the PMDG doesn't... I've seen it a few times now, but on this one, yeah, you should see the coded flight path angle 3 degrees, but it's not here. But we do have the runway point coded. If you have to go around, a push total once, go around flat 15, set, go around thrust, cross red climb, go up 400 feet LNAV, tune a radius missed approach, and go to Delta Whiskey 031. We'll hold at flat 5, which will give us 182 knots to comply with the speed restriction, and then left turn to Imoe.
Contact London control.
So that's the approach briefing complete. I'll catch up with chat in a second. Let me just do a landing performance.
Next 901 Foxtrot Romeo.
So this is really cool. If you've been brought your details, that's your actual landing weight. Try flat 30.
After
reverse coding for brake cooling, next sector.
Turn
80 down slightly. Import weather, calculate. There we are. So 1658 meters required.
Next 7 Lima Papa speed 280 knots or less.
10 right, we've got 2,637. Ah, many distractions, ATC and everything. Sierra 2 should be good. Plan for Sierra 2. Cut up key, thank you very much for the €6, buddy. Appreciate it, buddy, thank you.
Dropping all chores when my favourite captain is at the office. Even food is getting cold in the microwave, except for the coffee in the alpaca mug. Heart.
Thank you very much, Konami. That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much for another generous donation. Really appreciate it. Glad you got the alpaca bug. I hope your motorbike's doing well, and appreciate your donation. Go reheat your food quickly. Thank you. Awesome. Oh, I can see another YouTuber that's commented. Aviation Pro just above Cut Up King. Aviation Pro is a young Dutch man whose videos even I've seen in the past are really useful for when I started using VATSIM. He goes, congratulations for your promotion and a wedding even, yes, getting married next year. I know, it's incredible. Best wishes to you. Hope you're looking forward to the PMDG 777. Yes, very much looking forward to it. That's exciting. Now, Aviation Pro, tell me, are you flying for an airline? Because I think you started your ATPL training, was that around the period of COVID? I don't know what you got up to afterwards, but tell us all. Please go check out Aviation Pro's YouTube channel as well. I don't know if you're up to anymore.
Runner 26 uniform Mike, runway 09.
Supervisor just contacted me. Hi there, watching your stream and following you in VRC. What does VRC mean? Is that a VATSIM thing?
Good land, runway 09er, 26 uniform Mike.
Perfect. Aviation Pro, look at that. Second officer on the 777 and 787. Fantastic. Well, congratulations. That's a real achievement. Really, really achievement. And no doubt that will lead to first officer and many years to come your upgrade as well. So
London, hello.
Exciting. Enjoy it, buddy. Enjoy it. And you'll be going all over the world, no doubt, to far more exciting places than I get to visit. But I quite enjoy going home every night. Fantastic. Really, really happy for you. Amazing.
Alpine 123, visit 1 Golf.
Right, we're all set up, and on short sectors like this, guys, this is what it's like. You have to hand over control, start setting up early, and this is an hour sector. Sometimes we have sectors which are 35, 40 minutes. Sometimes we position aircraft. My shortest flight I've done positioning from one airport to the other was 15 minutes. So we have to sort of brief the approach on the ground. Sometimes.
London.
Perfect, so we're out halfway, and then after landing, as I said, we'll plan Sierra 2, and we'll just go in a nice straight line. Sierra 2 is great for 10, right? Because you just go in a nice straight line, keep the speed up, cross 1634, and we'll park. If there's ATC, we'll park wherever. If not, we'll just come straight in on to Pier 1 or something like that. It looks very familiar to me. Right. There's Roddle. Manchester right over the top of. We'll do a fueler check here. No, it is this one. Ah. Roddle, 3.5 tons, we should have burnt 1.9, so we took an extra 600 kilos, we're looking to have about 4 tons on board. Perfect, 4.2. Fuel use is 1.7 tons at Roddle, 1.8, excellent. Saved about 150 kilos. Wycliffe, yes, you messaged me as well. Short flights could be more fun than the longer flights, so like 1.5. Yeah, you're very similar to me, Wycliffe. The sweet spot is about an hour 45, hour and a half. Hour and a half we don't do many sectors. When it starts getting above 2.5 hours, I get a bit like, want to do some more flying. Now, I do like the mixture of I like doing 4 sectors when I haven't flown for a while, but I wouldn't like to do 4 sectors every day. And when I'm doing my training, I'm doing 4 sectors every day. Lots of it. And this is why I've chosen this sector. I mean, it's no secret, you know, who I work for. Thanks for respecting my privacy, but I do want to have a look at these 2 airports for a very specific reason. Or you might be hazarding a guess as to where I'm going in the next month. And the same with what I might do on Wednesday as well. A little bit the other side of Europe for those.
300 inbound Royal. Packer 1 Tango, control. Hello, Roger.
Perfect. Yeah, that's only another thing I've just noticed. Yeah, Aviation Pro, is that 2 type ratings? Yeah, I mean, some airlines do have dual rated pilots.
London Control, Alpaca 90 Charlie, direct Rodal.
Kevin Kirkland, no, it's Osaka to Shannon, and Shannon, then we position to Dublin, and Dublin back to Kyoto, you know.
Alpaca 92 Charlie, London Control,
It's
roger.
just looking all about there.
Minimums.
Runner
minimums,
26
minimums,
uniform Mike, vacated 09. Runner 26 uniform Mike, thank you so much.
It's the biggest secret, non-secret.
Some choice, thanks very much, 26 uniform Mike.
Look at that, blanket overcast, pretty much the whole of the UK for the last 6 months. Casper, thank you very much for your 4 months as a member. It's a beautiful looking, I was about to say cat, but it's a hamster. I think it's a hamster. Thank you very much. Well, we should look at that. Climb 380, descent to 9 miles. Look at all those shortcuts we got.
70, no ATC restriction.
Oh dear. Would you like to see something very nice, very cute?
Easy 63 X-ray uniform fly heading 340 degrees.
Since I started streaming. Jack? Jack? Jack, hello? Oh, did I wake you up from your supper? Hello? Good boy. Come here. Hello. You comfy? Oh, yeah, sorry, you were looking at the pillow. Yeah, he's very, very comfy. You know, you'd have dogs just get themselves into those positions. They're like, I'm not going to move. Perfect. Let's reset you in cab. Ah! What's happened? That made me jump. Oh, Microsoft Flight Sim had a moment. Now, would anyone know what you do in that situation in the cruise if you got VMO exceedance or went into the Kraken?
Packer 11 Tango Roger, what's your final level?
So we passed our top of descent point now, so PMDG do now model common VNAV, so what will happen is, we don't have this at my operator though, VNAV out, but it will go to hopefully VNAV speed in descent. Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, request descent.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, descent flight level 29, question, descent flight level 300.
Descent flight level 300, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. So if I now push out into vent, excellent. So this is called common VNAV now. So this is as per the latest 737s that you fly on holiday. When you get high, in select VNAV, it goes to VNAV speed and it pitches, in this case, from Mach decimal 7.8. So you'll actually see quite a high rate of descent here initially, because it's a Mach number, so we might get sort of 4,000 feet per minute. So we'll just monitor that. And it pitches for a speed, the previous logic, it would go to path and dive, and you could the speed could easily run away. Yeah, very good speed brake to answer my previous question. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to ask that. Don't pull up, Pierre Burson. No, use partial speed brake. Don't close the thrust levers, use partial speed brake, because the thrust acceleration is very slow at this altitude.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform fly heading 290 degrees.
Radar heading 290 degrees, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. I've got off schedule
Easy 4-5, Christian, easy 495.
Stay malfunction, sent master caution, air conditioning, off schedule descent. Well, we got to 380, so not sure why I said that. We'll do that. And you can sort of leave that light on for the rest of sector. If you change this, you just need to make sure your land out is correct. But we'll just make sure every time we push recall.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform descend flight level 180.
Descend flight level 180, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. So, 180.
63 X-ray uniform descend to altitude 5,000 feet.
Yes, still descending at Mach decimal 7.8. Quite a shallow descent for holding a Mach number. Only 2,400 feet per minute. We've got idle thrust. I'd expect the rate of descent to be a smidge higher than that, but I've always questioned VNAV in descent in the PMDG. It's a lot shallower than I anticipate.
Is you 539 on London, Roger? Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, turn left heading 270 degrees.
Left heading 270 degrees, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform.
Oh
no, did I leave the keys?
Turn right heading 280 degrees.
My fiance's just got home. I don't know if I've left the keys in the door. If so, she won't be able to get
7
in.
Lima Papa, fly heading 070
I think
degrees.
I took them out.
Descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 906.
Hopefully I've got CCTV so I can have a quick look.
Turn left heading
I might have to run down the stairs very
070
quickly.
degrees. Descend flight level 4000 and it's QNH
Right, entering clouds, get the engine
997.
NTIS on. Again,
QNH
we're aware of our
996.
scheduled descent. Don't know why that came up, because we did reach
QNH
the level.
996, Shannon 7 Lima Papa.
Easy 495 X-ray.
Yeah,
turn
so
left by 5 degrees.
we're still holding Mach decimal 78 and doing 2,000 feet per minute
Alpine 1
with idle path.
contact London control
you know,
120
or VNAV speed.
decimal
This isn't
025.
steep enough. The real aircraft should be 2,500, 3,000 feet per minute. So I don't know. I've always found it a bit quirky, the VNAV path and the. I know I'm VNAV speed, but even if I go level change, you know, it's still idle. Still holding 273. Yeah, this is too shallow a descent. This is too shallow a descent. 273 knots at 30,000 feet. You know, I mean, put it this way: at 250 knots, level change, the aircraft should be doing 1,700 feet per minute at below 10,000 feet. We're doing 1,800 feet per minute and faster. So it's doing the rate of descent for like 240, 250 knots. So it'd be a lot steeper than this. Bank angle 25 degrees.
Alpine, Christian Alpaca 1 Delta Uniform Resumo Navigation Direct Bagso.
Direct Bagso, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. Oh, must not
Easy
say
495 X-ray Resumo Navigation
Executes.
Direct Lucid.
What?
Unicom, bye-bye.
We'd have had a little wobbly.
They're at least
Oh, no, man. There is our Alpaca Airways livery today. Went with the corporate livery. So it's time we've done the external view whole sector.
Neptune 004 Papa London, just leaving my sector, continue Unicom.
Good afternoon, London. This is
Anyway, profile's coming up.
With the flight number 210.
Jamlin, I took on board what you said to me. You said you hadn't seen the livery a long time. I started this stream this morning. I said I'm going to fly corporate today because I've not flown Jamlin's one for a while.
Easy 63 X-ray. Question, Easy 63 X-ray uniform. Turn left heading 190 degrees.
Left turn 190 degrees, Easy 63 X-ray uniform.
And Easy 63 X-ray uniform.
Shallow, the descent's a bit too shallow at this side. There should be a smidge more at this speed. Sort of 2,300, 2,400. It's gone back to path, which is unusual with that rate of descent. Let's monitor it. The path's good, that's correct behaviour at least. Push it back on the profile. And let's just see what rate of descent it'll do established on the path.
London Control, Virgin 189 at holding point Juliet 1 to take off on 22 right, Manchester. Virgin 189.
Virgin 189, London, stand by.
Very good. Ooh, a nice base.
Easy 714, London, hello, climb flight level 270.
Jamlin, I'm sure that New Sky gives you extra credits for flying corporate. Brilliant.
Right. Alpaca 902 Charlie, fly heading 320 degrees.
Is that me?
Fly heading 320, Alpaca 92 Charlie.
So I'm still going to
Alpaca
Bagso.
11 Tango, report your max number.
I don't know what the situation is with ATC in
Max
Dublin.
decimal
I
7,
don't think there
fly,
is any,
Alpaca
guys,
1 Tango.
unfortunately.
Alpaca 11 Tango, fly Mac decimal 78 or greater.
Pound Golden, what did
7,
VNAV
8 or
out
greater,
mean? I didn't quite get it. So,
okay.
my operator, we don't have VNAV out. It's an option from Boeing, so I'm not exactly sure about the behaviour. Ooh. Someone just joined Alpaca Airways. Thanks for joining.
Flight level 70.
That's what that ding dong was.
Easy 3 Limited, London, climb flight level 230.
Climb flight level 230, Easy 3 Limited.
Right. Would the weight of the aircraft affect the descent rate? Yes, and that's what VNAV can compute for you.
Alpaca 902 Charlie, Mac decimal.
But this is not right. This is showing perfectly on descent profile VNAV path. 1650 is far too shallow for this speed. I mean, the speed, to be fair, is slowly dragging off, but this should be 2,300 maybe.
Roger. Maintain.
I mean, yeah. About that, like I said, 250 knots is 1,500. Sorry, 1,700. Yeah, sorry, 250 knots, 1,700 is the rate of descent, and it's doing 1,400. This is way too shallow for 270 knots. And look, this is
Alpaca 92 Charlie, turn left heading 280
idle
degrees.
descent, VNAV path.
Left 280 degrees, 90 check.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, continue with Unicom 122.
Anyway, it's showing me on path, the speed's dropping back slightly. If I go level change 270, 273, I think that was me.
Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, continue with Unicom 122.8, progress.
122.8, thank you very much to ATC, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform, bye.
Yes, break, 63 X-ray uniform.
So that's
Continue
better,
approach,
that rate of descent's good, but now it's established at 273 knots, it's going to pitch up slightly. So it's just a little too slippy. No, it's a little bit too draggy, it should be a little bit slippier here. So if we get established at 273 knots, we should be doing about 1900, 2000, but we're sort of getting about 1500. Again, 250 knots is about 1700 feet per minute. The max is accurate at 250 knots, it's 1500, but we're doing 273. So yeah. We'll go back to VNAV anyway, and it'll go to VNAV path. Aircraft will do 1000 feet per minute now until it captures the profile. I mean, for you guys, you're not going to notice these differences, and the behaviour is close enough to the real aircraft. I'm just pointing out, you know, the real plane at 273 knots, you'll be doing 2000 feet per minute at least, not 1400 feet per minute, which is less than what you get at 250 knots. Yeah, it's a little bit more drag needed, a bit too slippy. Anyway, on Unicom now, so we'll set 100, which is the next restriction. We must be level at Bagzo at flight level 100. So that's where we're routing inbound to. No ATC, unfortunately. Again, ignore these blue lines. That's because my physical thrust levers are not matched up. That's an option from the PMDG, actually, I quite actually like, so I've just added it on now. I'm just matching it now. Still got the engine anti-ice on. It's a bit grim out there. Ooh, wind's picked up. 130 at 15, gusting 29 knots. So, well, the magic of my convenient app, I can work out the exact crosswind of it. The exact crosswind component. So it's a 15 knot. It's an 8 knot steady, 15 knot crosswind component. 9,000 meters drizzle. Very typical Irish weather. Oh, look at that coming. This is fantastic. Just dipping out the clouds. And the sun's going to be setting in the next couple of hours. It's getting lower in the sky. You get this lovely sort of colours. They're really, really good. Looks fantastic. Dave, simply put, VNAV out is telling you the VNAV path is limited in out by the MCP altitude. Ah, very good. Ours just stays in path if it's restricted that way. Yes, I heard the Boeing CEO is stepping down. Yes, I don't want to go too deep into politics of what's going on in Boeing, but maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, look at that. I think the water in this sim is so good. Oh, look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can see the water textures there. Actually, thank you very much. I missed 62 months as a member. So for 5 years. Unbelievable. Says, are you planning on seeing the big guy, Mr. Yamamoto? Is that my CEO? Quickly, let's Google. Who's that? I don't know who that is. Google Images bring back many Japanese people. Yes, I'd say. Hi Greg Scott, good afternoon to you, nice to see you here. Tom Lippin says, are you on VATSIM? Yes, I've just gone over to Unicom now though. No ATC in Dublin today, maybe hopefully some coming into Shannon. No events. So, as we discussed earlier, remember we're flying this point merge, so we're not going to fly this entire arrival. What would happen is if it's quiet, you'd be peeled off from Asda. Other supermarkets are available onto the ILS. so you can see what IFBAP. So if I overlay that chart, so if it was really quiet, you simply go from ASDA to IFBAP, boop, like this. And that's the whole idea of these point merge arrivals. So approaching ASDA will make that same shortcut. And if it was busy, sort of first wave departures with the first wave sort of arrivals coming in here, they'd keep you on this point merge until they could vector you in. If it gets very busy and that gets saturated, then they'll go for the conventional holding. But yeah, ASDA IFBAP would be a typical clearance. If you look on flight radar of aircraft coming in at quite a periods per day, ought to be doing that, or even maybe vectors. Thanks for subscribing, DRM. Welcome aboard. We have just surpassed, actually, this stream, 92,000 subscribers, so fantastic. Thank you very much to everyone that subscribes to keep up to date. It's even worth my bugle, my celebration bugle, if I can find my soundboard quick enough. Where is it? Oh, yes. Oh dear. Very good. Brigged. Look at that. Fantastic. Looks really good. There we are, so we're still doing our very... yeah, 270 knots, 1,300 feet. That is grossly out. 270 knots, you're talking 2,000 feet per minute. It's nearly half. So they need to double the drag at this speed. They need to double the drag at this speed. Yeah, point merge, Dave, makes descent planning so much easier as well. So much easier. And descent planning is one of the things that's hard to sort of learn at the early stages. One of the last things that you sort of begin to pick up on. But what's really interesting is, just to go back on this drag model here, 270 knots we should be doing at least 1900 feet per minute. I'd say around 2,000 feet per minute. We're doing 1350. So this aircraft is way too slippy. They need to double the drag at this speed. But why is VNAV showing me perfectly on path? Have they adjusted the VNAV path to cater for this extra slippy model? This isn't slippy enough at 273 knots. I mean, I've descended at 273 knots more times than I've hopped in, and I know it gives me about up to 2,500 feet per minute. When you start getting speed below 250 knots, that's when the 737 becomes a little bit harder to manage because you've got less parasitic drag. It gets quite difficult to slow down and go down in the 737, so if you want to reduce your speed and descend at the same time, that's quite tricky. Perfect, so approaching Bagso. What we'll do is we'll continue on the arrival towards Asda. We'll set flight level 80. We'll have quite a long level segment here though. So put this 100 or below puts you low very early. So what we'll do, we'll just go, as soon as we've met that restriction, we'll go vertical speed. What's it doing now? It's pitching up. Oh, fair enough, it's slowing down. 250 knots at back, so. Or 250 knots below 100, I should say. Very good. Captain Wazza, when's your next Magdos stream? Nothing planned at the moment. We'll see. I would like to fly again at some point. Maybe I've got 2 weeks off coming up in the beginning of April, so maybe then. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing there, Doom. Love the use of the zeros there. Right, so VNAV now will level off. That's correct. Or is it going to give me 1,000 feet per minute? No, it should level off. Come on. Come on. Back up we go. Seatbelt signs on. That should have been done earlier. So, post-cruise checks, fuel, 4 pumps, lights on, angle of bank is set to 25 degrees. Pressurization 4.0, we've noted the off-schedule descent, and engine anti-ice can actually now come off. Yeah, engine anti-ice should even give us a more of a shallow descent, but not by as much as we saw. Off-schedule descent we know, checks complete. What is VNAV doing now? PMDG, what are you doing? You're showing me perfectly on profile but you're descending me at 250 feet per minute. I think this is not correct behaviour, by the way. I think what the PMDG aircraft is doing here is put me at 100 below at Bagso, and it's putting me 80 at Asda, and it's doing a continuous descent. That is not how the real VNAV works. VNAV will level off at 100 and then work out another descent point. Now again, there are different... I've got to be careful what I say here, because I know there's different VNAV logics at different airlines and aircraft, so it could be that this is appropriate behaviour. I don't know. I know a lot of 737 pilots watch my videos, but I don't think that this is correct. Is it? Is there an option where, let's say there's a restriction at 100 at Bagso and 80 at Asda, and it will do a continuous descent, sort of set a rate of descent to make that 80 by continuously descending? But basically, on our aircraft, it will level off at 100, keep you level, until you reach a top of descent point, and then descend idle thrust at Asda, because that's more efficient. Or you push out to defend the aircraft will descend at 1,000 feet per minute. Not this sort of half-arsed descent here. So this is... I'd be really surprised this is an option, because the only thing this is going to do is annoy ATC, saying, hey, why are you not descending? It's inefficient in a way. So I just don't think this behaviour is correct. Yeah, anyway. Scott L94, thank you very much for joining as a member. Glad you're enjoying the content. You get invited to our members only Discord. I hope you enjoy using the custom emojis and chat as well. Thank you very much for the support. So yes, this is where you've got to be careful using these as training devices as well, because you know they are really good, both the mod and the PMDG. But if you start thinking this behaviour is accurate, certainly not on the aircraft that I've flown. You know, you could start thinking that's how it behaves, but it's not. This is not correct behaviour. Yeah. I know what it's done. At 100 a bag, so 80, and it's just said, "Oh, I'll give you a CDA between the two." Doesn't work like that. Start swearing. What did I say? Half-assed, I suppose. Very timid. Anyway, I don't like what it's doing, so I'm just going to go vertical speed 1,000 feet per minute, level off at 80. Right. Well, imagine ATC has said it's very quiet, Alpaca 1 Delta uniform. After Asda, route director IFBAP. Okay, thanks ATC. So, Asda IFBAP. But that's a very realistic clearance. There you go. And then you might get a further shortcut. And again, look, it's still doing this very shallow 200 feet per minute VNAV path. So we'll just level off at 80. In fact, what we'll do, we'll just update this to 80. Hopefully it'll go to cruise descent of some sort. There we are. And that's reset the logic now. At 80 as there's top of descent again, so that's fine. That's great. There's Island. Very nice. That looks really good. Right, I need to look at a VATSIM map. Yeah, unfortunately, no ATC. There's ATC in Belfast, but not Dublin. Alright, 80, back to VNAV path, and we've updated the cruise level, and that looks like it's now planned an idle path descent from Asda. Shrub, this is intended behaviour on the PMDG, but reading online it sounds like that is the least commonly used descent logic. Ah, so Shrub, you believe this is actually... there might be some aircraft operators that have a logic which is sort of like, let's say, a continuous descent logic. It's not very efficient though. It's more efficient to stay as high as possible, level, descend with idle path. You're going to save the most amount of fuel. But you think PMDG, that's the intended behaviour of the PMDG, okay. I've never seen it in our fleet. I've trained a lot of pilots from other airlines who joined, and they've all had the same logic and same updates, so there might be some weird obscure operator they've based it on. What aircraft? I don't know. Yeah, Shrub, that's a really good point actually, which is what we've done. We've just updated it to 80, and we do now have an idle path descent, which is probably why it's doing its funny, quirky behaviour. Very interesting though. otherwise it still is a really good add-on, you know. Anyway, Asda, it's reduced speed to 220 knots. That's usually a gradual reduction, but it says reset MCP altitude. That's good as well. So the platform altitude on to ILS 10 right is 3,000 feet. So we'll set 3,000 feet now. And I'll push out into vents. Now if I do that, will it descend at 1,000 feet per minute? Set the QNH. Oh, of course, because it's PMDG. Even though I've set the QNH in the FMC, it does that big update. Oh, why is it now accelerated to 250 knots? Look, look. VNAV path. You're even saying in 2 bars I need to do 220. What you doing? Why are we climbing? Come on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's gone into its shallow descent mode again. I just want to see how it complies with the 220 knots restriction. No, well it's gonna bust it. Let's just see what it does when it passes it.
Let's the cargo to Tango Echo. Taxiing to holding point. Runway.
Okay. Bit late. Drag. Oh yeah. Dublin well, thank you very much. Fixing. There we go. And now it's doing 1,000 feet per minute. Okay. Okay. Again, love the add-on. Fantastic add-on. I'm just pointing out differences. Stansted, hope you're doing well. Wish you a pleasant flying. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing the PMDG Max. Stansted, do you have Discord? Yes, it's members only though, not a public one. Mad Dog says your plane is set up for an alpaca flight. Very inefficient with smoking allowed. Brilliant. Now that's better now. Look, and the drag model's a bit more realistic as well. Well, 1,000 feet. Actually, no. Again, too slippy. 1,000 feet per minute. The speed should be coming back quite quickly now. But it's sort of stagnant. Put it this way: 250 knots clean, holding the speed at this speed will give you 1,700 feet per minute. This has changed though. Have they changed this recently? Yeah. That's way too slippy. I'm just going to go level change 250 and see what rate of descent we get. This should give us 1,700 feet per minute. Now we're a bit low on speed, so let's just monitor it. So that is going to give it to us initially. I'm going to get a bit low on profile here as well. So yeah, I mean this is a given. 250 knots is 1,700 feet per minute below 10,000 feet. That is what the real 737 gives you day in, day out for most gross weights. We should be doing 1,700 feet per minute, and the PMDG 250 knots gives us 1,350. You know, so you know it's close, but now it's sort of stabilising at 1,350. Yeah, it should be about 1,700. Yeah, it's sort of shallowing off now. Right, because we're getting a bit low, and there is an aircraft ahead. I just want to slow down. He's about 5 miles ahead, so we'll stay in level change. That's really cool then. And that does look like Ireland. Best of the approach checks anyway. So frequencies 1089, 1089, that's the ILS frequency. You can check it in the FMC, there you go. Fixed rings in for runway 10 right, 10 and 5 because of IMC. IDENS, the IDENT is India Delta Echo, you can see that on the PFD. On the approach, course is 097097. There we go. So our Tim's instruments are set and cross-checked, and the approach rates are checked and set. Yep, yes, but that's it. Ireland check, green check. Yep, that's Ireland. Excellent. Now this is looking nice. Turning over radar at or above 4,000. Traffic's ahead. So I better do some unicomming actually. Dublin traffic, Alpaca 1 Delta uniforms, just turning final for runway 10 right onto a 14-mile final.
5 miles, 1 kilo right.
Excellent, so he's quite far ahead. There we are, so on glide, correct sensing. We've got the MPS scales on so you can see the localizer. We've got localizer captures, we've got the expanded scale now. So runway heading 097 is set. Just going to set vertical speeds. and just use 500 feet per minute to get established onto the glide slope. Now this will be a good test with the PMDG's drag model. So flap 1, I'm going to get to flap 5 nice and early to see what we get. Well, that traffic's getting quite close actually, so I'm going to go straight to flap 5. He's slowed down really early. Glide slope capture, missed approach altitude, climb straight to max 200, right 4,000 feet. No, sorry, Gannet. No, that's the arrival. Gannet 3,000. Yeah, straight ahead 4,000. Okay, so that's actually looking quite good now. So the PMDG is established on the 3-degree ILS about 950 feet per minute, flat 5. It's holding the speed.
Dublin traffic.
This is idle thrust here, and it's holding the speed quite nicely. That's very accurate. So the drag model here is really good.
The incoming
it's
Ryanair 982 Echo Romeo
very close
lining up and departing runway 010 wide.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna log off because he's just said I'm gonna line up after that Ryanair, and there's a 2-mile gap. 2.5 mile gap between us and there. Yeah, look at that atmospheric effects that Microsoft generated in Rainbow. It's so cool, and it's exactly how you see it. It's very, very cool, isn't it? Dive to the gold. It's incredible. It actually uses proper atmospheric effects, doesn't it, to do that? Excellent. So I'll configure at 5 miles. We are in IMC, remember. IMC conditions. Sorry for logging off again. It was just when there's no ATC coordinating things. I'm not when I'm streaming. I wouldn't mind so much if I was just on my own, but just keep shit on the road. I'll log online again for the next sector. I don't need so much heading. We'll wait till 5 miles. Again, I'm just trying to configure as we do on the line. Into the muck we go, 7 degrees. We'll pop the engine anti-ice back on. Kanopki, devs put invisible drag services on the flight model. I think the Zebra mod works like that. They've got several artifacts to sort of replicate correct behaviour. Right, there's 5 miles, so gear down, flap 15. So outer marker. Old school. Landing checklist, start switches. Oops, no, I've just put to flight now. Continuous recall checked. The off-schedule descent we know about. Speed brake. Arm green light. Landing gear down to green. Auto brake is set to 3. Holding at flaps. Flap 30. Should have had this done top of the white bar, really. Just about going to do. There we are. Flaps 30. 30 green lights. Lights are on. Imagine being clear to land. Checklist complete. Perfect. So, IMC will come out the cloud shortly. Yoke coming on. Disconnecting auto throttle. Don't really do this until the approach lights come into sight, and I can just see them coming up straight ahead. Discontinue on the pilot. So aim for Sierra 2. We'll get GSX up and running, and then we'll go on to stand. So crosswinds from the right. So in reality, left rudder, a little bit of aileron into wind. In Microsoft Flight Sim aircraft, you really don't need any aileron input to keep the wings level during any crosswind landing. It's just not very well modelled. But we'll see how it is today. But otherwise, this is typical weather coming into Dublin. So target thrust setting. It's happening quite nicely.
500.
Perfect. Speed's looking good. Quite trim there. Smidge high, so just lower that nose slightly.
400.
No more than thousands. 2 reds, 2 whites again. Good.
300.
Checked.
Plus 100.
Checked. Oh, little balloon up there. Keep descending. Oh, what happened to the weather? Middle marker.
Minimums.
Continue.
Light slope.
Disregard. We're 2 reds, 2 whites. Okay.
100. 50, 40, 30,
check.
20,
close.
10.
A little bit of left rudder. You don't need any aileron into wind at all in Microsoft Flight Sim. Right, speed brakes up. Reverses. 165 feet per minute, we'll take that. 100 knots. Yeah, I'm using hardly any rudder now. 80. Manual braking. 60 knots. Cancelling reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dublin from MK Studios. This scenery as well. First time we've seen a nice third-party scenery in Dublin here. So yeah, I applied the left rudder. The rudder behaviour was quite nice. The aileron into wind, though. I mean, in these sort of conditions, you probably need about that. If you do that, it just rolls right. So I can't really apply my instinctive aileron inputs. But the whole idea is just keep the wings level during the flare. That's the most important thing. Excellent. So there's Sierra 2. We'll clean up. Weather radar off. Stow the speed brake. We're happy with our taxi instructions. Jim will put the flaps up. I didn't want to use the replay for this sector because we're going to do another one and wanted to break the aircraft, but we'll do the replay on the Shannon sector. Trim to 4 units. Perfect. Right. Whoever's first. Someone pick a number between 121 and 126, please. Whoever's first, and we'll have that stand between 121 and 126. Oops, engine anti-ice off first, not only icing conditions here, no standing water. Hasso Basso, you are first, 122. That's the stand we'll take then. So parking, 122. 122 with safe dock. Request follow me. No, I know where I'm going. So I'm going to take straight ahead here. Second left onto Fox Inner. Swissport. Otherwise I'm going to have too many comments. So second left. This is Foxtrot Inner here in Dublin. Dublin can be confusing. So you've got Foxtrot Inner, Foxtrot Outer. We're going to take Fox Inner first right. I think in real life right now Fox Outer is closed. And then the next right, there's stand 122. Awesome. Put my taxi music on. Dave, gotta go. Need to prep for my sim check. Have a good stream. Very good. Good luck, buddy. I've just had all mine last week, so I feel your pain. You might have seen me one day, you never know. Right, AP's coming up. Again, a massive thanks to MK Studios for sending over their scenery today. I mean, I've been to Dublin before. Shock horror, and it looks very, very nice. Performance is really good. It's their V2 update as well. Oh, where's all the GSX stuff? Oh, it's there, it's there. Just started raining, of course. Good job Jim's doing the walk around. Shouldn't the taxi light be on? Yes, it should have been. Right, braking though is a challenge, and I always struggle with these ones. It's like brakes you either get off or on. Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, I'm 0.1. Yeah, parking brake set. AP's available. 2 blues, 1 red, engine set. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dublin. Don't I get any dancing pushback tug people or anything like that if you park really well? I don't know. Right, let's request deboarding. 185 passengers we need to get off into Dublin, and then we'll take 50 passengers, light load to Shannon. It's a very short flight. I don't think there's any scheduled flights between the two. Just imagine it's a charter. Here comes Swissport to connect all the air bridges. We'll turn off the beacon light. That will close our flight in New Sky. Let's see how we were awarded on that sector. There we are. 10 out of 10. Another 10. I keep getting 10s, guys. I just want to highlight that. Rate of descent 165 feet per minute. Challenging conditions. Distance from the threshold, bang on, just through the touchdown zone. The right close to the aiming point. Not much scintilla deviation. It's just another 10. Wonderful. Right, I'll close that and I'll set it up again for the next sector. And you can see all the passengers have started to offload now. I think we've got any second here. Where are they? There's Jackie. It's spelled with a Q. Where's the passengers? Where they come? I thought they start offloading. And I've got the GSX profile, so they should walk the correct way off. There's the view inside the tunnel. Oh my goodness me, what's he sat on? There we are. Are they my passengers? Or are they just people walking around? Ah, here they come. Perfect. It's very cool. I still love it. They should walk off the correct way. Will you turn a profit, New Sky, of only 50 passengers? No, 50 passengers via via SimBrief. I'm going to load it up on New Sky. Dear. How do you get SafeDock? Is that part of the scenery? Elsmith, I think you need to download that plugin VGDS. Try and install via any builds, actually, I think. Perfect. It's very kind of you to say, Rusty. Dave, good luck with your sim trick, as I mentioned. Thanks for the stand number suggestions. Hasso Basso was the one that got there first. Perfect. Well, what I'll do, guys, I'll throw you guys to the Be Right Back screen. I will take a 10-minute break if you don't mind. I'll need about 5 minutes to set it up for the next sector, and then I'll just run downstairs. Might make myself a brew, and then join me if you wish from Dublin to Shannon. Very short sector, 30 minutes, and then I'll try and squeeze in some tips where I can. I ideally need a longer sector to do a bit more chatting, but takeoff and landing is just as fun. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you are, just don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, and I'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Maybe some chance for a failure. Okay, I'll work out how many failures I need to. I'll put on 1 or 2 maybe. I won't put the maximum amount on, but we'll see. All right, I'll be back in about 10 minutes, guys. About 5 to 5. Cheers. Hello again. Thank you very much for that intermission, ladies and gentlemen. I've said hello to the fiancée and made myself a cup of tea for the next short sector to Shannon. I've not done anything apart from load up my new Simbrief flight plan and log back onto VATSIM. Otherwise, the aircraft is exactly as I left it. What did I miss in chat? Not much. Mad Dog Mike 982. He's joined as a member again. Hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for your continued support. James Gizzy Aviation says, when you begin, which plane are you going to use? Using the 737-800 today, sir. Sleepy Lab, just jumping on to say hello to you and everyone from foggy Patagonia. We'll definitely watch later. Cheers, hope you're doing well. Thank you very much for popping in. You've been a member for now over 5 years, I believe, so thank you very much for your continued support that whole time. Perfect. So, this is, look how busy it is in here. There's loads of aircraft. We've got an aircraft just taking off from 10 right. 2 alpacas there. We've got a Ryanair here. This is Ryanair's own here. This gate and stand. We've got Iberia just landing. We've got Lufthansa 747s, Aer Lingus over there. That's where they pretty much live. And massive thanks to MK Studios for sending me their Dublin scenery as well. It's available at Sim Market, the Indie Build Store, and several other places as well. All the information about this is in the video description below. That's really cool. They've got like little static areas around there. Yeah, I mean, if you want to invest in these sceneries, there's so many good ones available now, but this I think is the only decent one that has the second runway. I don't think the default Microsoft Flight Sim Dublin Airport has the new runway here, 28 right and 10 left, but anyway, there we go. Let's go back into our aircraft. Shannon is also created by MK Studios as well. There we go, into the terminal here. Perfect. Right. Let's jump into the cockpit. It's probably going to be sunset or maybe even dark by the time we get to Shannon later. Superb. Right. So let me get GSX up and running now. So boarding complete or deboarding. So I think if I request boarding again, it'll just go straight to the next sector. I've not actually done this before, Pangolin, no, you've not been a member for as long as that, but a long time nonetheless. 36 months, no, I'm thinking of Sleepy Lab, but thank you, 36 months. I have to let the membership lapse soon, but one last time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pangolin, but thank you very much for your support for that entire period of time. Thank you very much for your ping there as well. Look after yourself nonetheless, and I'll look out for you in all streams moving forward. Thanks a lot for your support in that time. There we go, so passengers are coming on board. I guess that updates for our next sector, but you can see boarding has started. There are 50 passengers for our next sector from Dublin to Shannon. Very short sector indeed. We'll reset the clock, just check the status on VATSIM. There's no ATC unfortunately. So what we'll do now is just imagine we've got the weather, so I'll just update that. No change with the QNH. I'll just get the META. We had quite a brisk wind. Is it from the southeast? Let me just have a little look here. So the latest META was 130 at 15, gusting 29. QNH is 990. A bit of drizzle around, and clouds everywhere basically. So we'll still plan off to part of 10 right. MFRA will base that off elevation plus 1,000 feet, 1,250. Because it's a transit start, pretty much everything's done configuration-wise on the overhead panel, and we'll go now into the FMC. So back to the first page, always pause in it. In Dublin now, which is Echo India Delta Whiskey route flight plan request. Invalid entry. Or wait, I better put Dublin in first. Flight plan request. I know what I need to do. Iris Pos disagree. Oh dear. Let me just. I think I need to update this, don't I? Electronic flight plan. Request new data from Simbrief. There we are. Let me try that again. There we go. So we're going to load the fuel initially and set the payload as well. And we'll now load the flight plan in. Muzixi, I think that said. Thank you very much for your support as a member. Thanks for joining. You get invited to our members only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom emojis in chat as well. Thank you very much for the support. Dublin and Shannon never have ATC on VATSIM. Angry grumbling sounds. Yes, I don't see VATSIM Island doing many events these days either, unfortunately. There we are. Flight plans loaded, or route uplink loading. I think it's done. No, What's happened to my flight plan? Ah, there we are. So I'll activate that. So 10 right, it's going to be the Olno 4 Echo. Or Olono 4 Echo. And it goes straight to the arrival, basically. The Deegan 2 Delta. We can expect runway 24, I think, in Shannon still. Yeah, surface wind 2208, so runway 24 for sure. ILS 24. And I won't use those transitions. So activate, execute, join any discontinuities, which there's none. Perfect. So 0 fuel weight, 54 tons. Now the weather in Shannon, it's alright. Low visibility forecast after 1 AM tomorrow, and the rest is okay. So you know what? There's no busy events. Let's take standard block fuel. Last time I said that was not ideal, so let me just double check what the minimum block fuel would be based off my operator. So Dublin Shannon 3807, so we'd call for 4 tons. So let's uplift 4 tons of fuel. I definitely only asked for 50 passengers. Yeah, there we are. Look, that's the last passenger coming on, taking his time. He's got strong muscles holding the bag like that. 4 tons. Reserves were 2.1 for Dublin, I think, to come back here. That's absolutely fine. Cost index, we'll use 30. Only going to make it to 22,000 feet on this sector. So 22,000 feet is set. The elevation in Shannon, let me just double check that here. It's 46 feet, so we'll set that to 50. Cruise wind, unable cruise altitude. Okay, I might just knock that down to 180 then. There we go. 180, yeah, top climb wind, let's put that in. Well, I only got the average wind for some reason. I think it hasn't even been able to generate a top climb wind in the flight plan. 145 at 20. That's all set. Performance then, let's have a look at 10 right. Crosswind is again in excess of 10 knots with the gusts, so... Oh no, it's actually dropped off, 130 at 12, but we'll take no issue temperature. Can we hold for 45 minutes for old time's sake? No, Pat, I'm not going to hold for that period of time when the flight's only 30 minutes long. You chose 3F, you loaded 3F. Ooh, is that because I loaded the wrong flight plan? I pressed the wrong button, I think, earlier. Not to worry. So let's go to the performance tool. So takeoff, import from OFP. It's going to be 10 right for departure. Let's say it's wet. Optimum takeoff flap. We always default to flap 5 in my operator. Optimum thrust setting, anti-ice. What's the temperature here? 9 degrees. We'll use engine and wing anti-ice, but I'll turn engine on. But I will turn on wing. If you use engine and wing anti-ice option, if you anticipate using wing anti-ice after departure, which I don't. So we select engine on, but we turn engine and wing anti-ice on after start, and that turns off automatically once you get airborne. Import weather, that's all in, calculate. So that's saying TO2 30 degrees assumed. So we'll just take full 22k with no assume. Take off flat 5, CG's in, trim 5.6 units. Oh, wrong SID. Oh, did I see. I think that's what people are referring to. Oh, got you. Thank you. Why are there so many? Let me just select 10 right first. Yes, I'm planning the 4 Echo. Oops. Thank you. I was just testing you. Well done. Yeah, just TO2. I don't want to. It's only giving me thrust based off the assumed temperature, so I can't take that. But we'll try these speeds. 22, 33, 41. So wet speeds. So 122, 133, 141, and these differ because they are. I think these are based off full 22k, but we use the OPT speeds. That's fine, that's all in. V2 sets, which I forgot to reset earlier. Cool. Overhead panel then. That's already all configured for the next sector. APU I never turned off, so I'll leave it on the bus. Voice code should be on. That's all set. Turn the APU bleed on as well. So you might see there'll be a bit of an inbound. Well, actually we've refueled since then, but that will build over time. What about to RTA? Flight director's on. Legs, trims are set. Radio tuning panel set as well. Cool. It's getting dark now. Excellent. Looks like boarding's all completed. Ah, that's all these airlines. So, all we've got left to do is just brief you guys, haven't I? I'm going to push back here, facing west, and then we're going to go probably either the way we came, Hotel Sierra, Mike 1. Oh no, we vacated Sierra 2 and just came in a straight line like this. So what we'll do, we'll push back, take Fox in or Fox out to Mike, cross Mike 1 at 1634, take Whiskey, and then it's a long taxi all the way down to 10 right via Sierra full length. And the SID, oh hold on, I need to unload this, actually. Get the next sector. 2 hours and 20 minutes actually, doing really good for time. There we go. Straight ahead, Delta Whiskey 553. Delta Whiskey 113 out of below 90. Urdex Evrad Nepod, which is all coded, and then a right turn to Olono, flight level 160 below, which is coded, and then there is a discontinuity to Olono direct Digan, which is fine. That's probably why it couldn't give us the cruise, because of that 160 Olono keeping us capped, but if we can get to 220 later we will. Very, very, very short sector this. Cool, we've covered everything. The SID, there's not much else to mention, it's an RNAV SID. Where's the initial stop level though? Can't see it. 90, perfect, so we'll set 90 here, imagining we have our clearance. Fantastic, so what I'll do, I'll order better pushback. And we'll get on our way. If you cross the pond, when is cross the pond, guys? Has anyone got the date? And I'll tell you now. I'll do it if I can. It's always good fun. Cheers everyone anyway.
Hello,
here's my brew in my blue mug. Strobe lights in sync. Is that my strobe lights? Yeah, I think I never turned them off, did I? Oh no, they're not mine. There I was putting the pin in. There's a aircraft departing.
Completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Is that Microsoft Brian? Is that the same guy that does the donation voice? What? He's got a new job. Here comes the... oh my. It's a very rigid tow bar. Where's your corporate mug? It's in the dishwasher. Streamlabs Brian, yeah. Streamlabs Brian, you found a new job. Perfect.
Mocking deer.
It is. Right, I'll go the checks below the line. Excellent. Just waiting for the parking brake. Now I've got to be careful here because everyone's pushing at the same time. It's quite cool. It's got facing east, tug release point Romeo. Does that actually pull forward? No way. So Dublin has tug release points. I don't know if this is the latest sort of scenery to be updated here. Does it pull forward? I didn't know that was a thing. Do they have to? I don't know if they have them even on Navigaph charts. Let me look at my operators charts quickly. I've got it up in front of me. Tug release point. Yeah. So yeah, tug release point Romeo is about here. So I'm going to try it.
Release parking brakes.
See if it actually pulls forward. Well, I'm just going to... do I wait for him, or is he happy? Oh, what?
Release parking
no! That's really cool if that does work. 20th of April. I should be able to do that. I should be able to do 20th of April. If I get it planned. I'm out of base that week before, but... just have a quick look. Yeah,
Release
should be okay.
parking
Should be
brakes.
okay. I'll pencil it in. It'll probably push the wrong direction. I just want that aircraft to. Oh, no, actually, he can make a left turn.
Release parking
He can make a
brakes.
left turn. I'll release parking brakes. Yeah.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
It's funny hearing
Start
that
at will.
voice. Right, there we go. So he can actually make a left turn. So I'm not going to block him, and I'm going to pull forward anyway. Well, I presume so. I'm quite curious to see how this works. Just delay engine start here. Dublin traffic, Alpaca 2 Sierra November's taxiing from stand 122 to tug release point Romeo. Is Unicom pushback a thing? Oh, where are we going? No, the other way. The other way! Tug release point Romeo is here! Did I press the wrong button? Oh, I think that was me. Oh. Oh. Oh, I pressed the wrong one. God damn it. No, no, no! Right, how do I... I've got a quick way of fixing this. Oh, damn it. It was like, alright, a bit of finger trouble. Okay, okay. Right, it's all good, it's all good. You would never face this way. Facing east? I've never faced east. I mean, would you face east here? Really? Oh, dear. It's alright. He could vacate to the... He could go left. I've got hopefully a way of fixing this. Right, stop here and complete pushback. Oh, that was abrupt. Right, I'm going to start engines now. Is that it? Can I not disconnect?
Set parking brakes.
Yep.
Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Roger. N2. Oh, pressure N1. Right, someone went failures, didn't they? Was that you, Listerman? Right, what I'm going to do... Right, can everyone just close their eyes for 15 seconds? Everyone just close their eyes, alright? Close their eyes. Right, you can open your eyes again now. Oh no, I think I've broken GSX. Just abort pushback, there we are. Start a cut out, one train engine number 2, 2463. 2 stable, starting engine number 1. Oh, what a perfect pushback! Ah, you said I did tug release point. Tug release point east. No, you confused me with someone else.
Approaching minimums.
N2. Oil pressure. N1. Right, I'll stick in a couple failures for you. Right, let's have a look down here. We need at least one, don't we? So, failures. How do I... How many for 10 hours? So it's a 30-minute flight. So how am I going to guarantee I get one at least in 30 minutes? Can someone do some mathematics for me? So 10 hours. That's 600 minutes. What's going to guarantee one? Because what's the maximum you can do? I can't remember. I remember what was it, like 59? 20. I'll go with 20. Actually, I've got a better idea. I'll do 20, and I'll put the... No, I'll tell you what. I'll do event limit to 2. Oh, I can't. Oh, well, that'll do. I probably won't get any, though. 20 gives you 1 maybe at the end. 25 probably more likely with contingency. Okay. I'll leave that to be executed then. Right, best do some work. I'll execute it the whole point, because there's no point doing it now.
Traffic, Alpaca treat is like it's been a long push to GRB training.
Flaps to 5. That should be set to 50 feet. It's getting dark now. flight controls, forward, back, left, right, and sorry, I forgot to put yoke cam on. Rudders, left, right, and recall, and then we would read the before taxi checklist. Oops. No! Oh, God damn it. APU off, perfect. Dublin traffic, Alpaca, 2 Sierra November, taxiing to 10 right via Mike, and then to hold on Sierra 7. Perfect, so what we'll do, we'll taxi straight ahead, left, take the next right, Mike, and that'll take all us to 10 right. So, lights are on. Yeah, enable it first. Yeah, I'll wait till it just gets the whole point flat. Just make sure we're clear all around. Perfect. So here comes the config. Very quick to increase. So we're going to take the second left. Hi Nico, can you explain why you need the wing anti-ice? Yes, so when you select the option of engine anti-ice, because we're in icing conditions, there was a bit of drizzle around, so drizzle is precipitation. Wing anti-ice, even though we don't need it on per se, we always turn... Oh my god, there's someone using 1634 to land. That's unusual. Let's just be a bit vigilant here. Fair enough. That's the problem with Unicom. You've just got people coming in left, right and centre. I mean, to be fair, the wind is favourable for that runway. So I'm just gonna hold here. It's really busy on the network. Right. Isn't there a map view I can do? But I've heard it's a bit glitchy. There we go. Panko, we can wait for you to have a failure. Right, looks clear right. Clear left. I can't hear on anyone on Unicom saying they're on final. And he's crossing. She. So let's cross now.
Speedbird 865, Dublin Travis.
Tug in the middle of the runway, yeah, that's Microsoft Flight Sim. It's the busiest sort of Unicom airport
That's a traffic.
I've seen. Oh yeah, sorry, my wing anti-ice explanation was, I stopped. Yeah, so wing anti-ice, if we predict the use of wing anti-ice in the performance, we always turn it on and then turn it back on if we need it, but this automatically turns off when you get airborne and the air ground logic goes to air. So we just turn it on as a sort of to keep the ice sort of forming. What is that?
Runway 10 right, link 4 hotel.
Oh, it's sort of giving me guidance. They're also going to make the left and then right. Yeah, it's nice scenery. I have to say the scenery is really good. All the markings look pretty spot on. So left and then right. We'll just follow the tug. Devil Rise, is an issue with the engine anti-ice on the Max? Yes, so there's a Boeing bulletin out for the Max now for the engine anti-ice. It cannot be used when the temperatures are, it's now like, you've got to be in sort of the exact limitation is make sure you're definitely below 10 degrees and in icing conditions, and it's sort of like really prolonged use of it in inappropriate conditions. Otherwise, it's not an issue. So we haven't actually changed our procedures.
10 right.
Follow me, Van at Dublin. Follow me, Van at Dublin. Where's it actually going? Ah, there it goes. Ah, there's an Airbus trying to overtake us. It's cool. Alpaca Airways is the world's leading airline now. Just everywhere. Is that a 319? Oh no, is that the Phoenix 320? That's what everyone's flying now, isn't it? Isn't there another Airbus coming? Anybuild's making an Airbus. Why is no one making a Max? Now, this Max is going to be one of the most common popular aircraft flying in the next sort of 5 to 10 years. There's not one available. Oh, he's very kindly given way. Thank you, sir. Booed to the scare bus, says Sasha. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well, madam. Thank you for your continued support. Yeah, iFly and PMDG are both making a Max separately. I've never used iFly's products. Right, let's do before takeoff checklist. So config, we've checked. Flaps, we've got 5. We'll just go here to the takeoff page. I'll activate these random failures then. Limited events. Yes. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to crank it up to 60, which I think is the maximum. No, 59 if I remember rightly. Yeah, 59 is the absolute maximum. I'm just going to limit it to 2. Alright. 2. So when I get to the whole point, I'll execute it. Otherwise, I don't want to be on the taxiway with an issue. So that should give us a couple of issues. Where did I get to? Takeoff briefing, that was it. Flaps 5, green light. Stab trim set for takeoff. Excuse me, 5.6 unit set. Takeoff briefing. Pax order bleeds on. V speeds are set for departure. 22, 33, 41 set on the MCP. The departure SID is the... Oh, I've got to get this right now because we changed it, didn't we? It's the Alono 4 Echo. The Alono 4 Echo. So that's basically climb straight ahead to Delta Whiskey 553, right turn Delta Whiskey 113, stop climb flight level 90. It's NADP 2, engine out SID. There'd be a specific one that my operator uses, but we'll climb straight ahead because it goes over the RSC to 3,000 feet. Reviewed. And the cabin, I'll imagine, is secure.
Lining up the parking runway 10, right.
Perfect. Cabin secure, checks complete. So we're just pending that maximum. I will do another maximum failure streak, so it was amusing.
Final, short final. 10 right, 3 miles.
Right, so we'll hold short. No, you can go 3 miles, you go 3 miles, loads of space. Go, 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 go. No! I think he's going to wait. Yeah, if it kept going and rolling takeoff 3 miles, it would have worked. But, better safe than sorry. Hi Diego, hope you're doing well. It says hello. Is everyone doing well? Torin 4x4, nice to see you here. Woo, I've got my aviation fix today. We're here. We're here. Live and kicking. Excellent. It's like a movie. It's so good, the graphics. There's the aircraft on short final. It's got good inertia, the PMDG. It taxis at a nice speed.
Runway 10 right, lining up behind.
Oh, I wonder if they still have that bug though with the reversers that they had on launch. I might try that. Can you remember that bug where if you go reverse and then move the thrust forward, it just pings forward? I'm curious. This is non-standard. Just going to go reverse thrust. Just hold it on the brakes. Yes! They still have that. If you go reverse thrust and then cancel it, it just pings forward if you end up going backwards. It's quite funny. So only 50 passengers. We'll wait for this alpaca to depart. We'll go straight behind him. Just remind me to execute the 2 failures we're going to have on this sector. Hi Paul, nice to see you here. I haven't seen you in a stream for a while. Mr. Emerson. Very well, thank you. Hope you're keeping well too.
Alpaca 1 Tango taking off 10 right.
Excellent. Right.
Right, 2 Bravo Golf, vacated 210 right.
Everyone's really good on Unicom. Everyone coordinates quite well, don't they?
Runway 1 Romeo via India, Papa 1, Whiskey 2 and Sierra.
So I'll just give him, I'll line up nice and slowly. Alpaca 2 Sierra, November, lining up 10 right by Sierra 7, I'll just wait 2 minutes for departure. Perfect. So,
Service traffic right now, 81 Papa Bravo, pushing back, gate 110 Charlie.
If I allow nav, transponder TARA, so MCP is set, transponder TARA, strobe lights are on, and in reality now we'd be waiting for our takeoff clearance. Diego, where are we right now? In Dublin, and we're now flying to Shannon, very short sector. In fact, there's top of climb, top of descent. So usually at this sort of speed, sort of 8 knots, you could crank the tiller all the way round, but in the PMDG that doesn't work. It's if you sort of release a bit of rudder, it does turn a little bit too tightly, but not as tight as you should be able to get it. There we are, a little bit right of centre line. Cool. So we'll just wait until he gets to sort of 3,000 feet, a little bit further ahead, to give some spacing. Because he's going to be on the same routing as well. Brendan, how was the landing? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. That's always going to be the answer. Right, he's just disappeared off TCAS. Give it another 15 seconds. Oops, forgot to plant load of you. And we'll execute this. So we're going to have 2 failures on this sector. Execute. There we are. So failures are on. Alpaca 2 Sierra November taking off runway 10 right. Perfect, there we are. Timing. Who knows what we'll get, probably engine failure on the takeoff roll.
Departing company on 10 right.
Perfect. So stabilised. Set takeoff thrust. 91.2. Takeoff thrust sets indications normal.
89.
Checked. Release forward pressure.
V1.
And off.
Rotate.
Up we go. Nice rotation rate. It's a bit of a dead band. Very, very small in the PMDG, but it's a little bit there. Right, positive rate of climb. Gears up. Maximum 20 degrees. There's LNAV. Flight director bar pitching well above 20, which you shouldn't do. Especially at this sort of gross weight. I know we're light, but unless you're empty, you might see that. Right, all in trim. Because there's a failure coming. I'm just going to increase my capacity by engaging autopilot now. Command A and bug up. Above V2 plus 15 accelerating. I can go to flap 1. Good luck with the failure. Hope it doesn't turn to manual reversion. No. Members, there is the manual reversion members only video live as well if you're interested in seeing that from the last Discord stage event. That was good fun. I have to say the PMDG also did a good job handling that. I won't cheat unless we land and we don't know what the failures were. Right, flaps up, no lights. VNAV set standards. Passing 4-2 flight level 90. Have to take off checklist. So 7 degrees. Yeah, we're just out of the air cloud here, so that can go off. Air conditioning and pressurization 2.0 set. Release the crew. And standard set 3 times, passing 4-8 flight level 90. Okay, always out of markers. Because it's random. Check's complete. So imagine we've got unrestricted climb now to flight level 180. About 4,000 feet, so complete the first restriction. There we are, 180. Check. Does that increase our top of climb, top descent? No, that's still, even when that restriction disappeared. Oh yeah, I'll get rid of that alone, no restriction, but oh yeah, I'll have a really short cruise segment. So top of climb at 19 miles, descent 72. There we go. Bye Dublin. Until next time. Looks spectacular. So good. Lock sink in the galley. Are you thinking of what the failure could be? Nothing so far. Pressurising.
Dublin traffic, Alpaca 32, Mike Class A.
Engine's looking all okay. Temperature's fine. Pressure, no vibration. It's all good. All good. Hydraulics are fine. Quantity drops because it's holding the gear up. That's normal. Passing 100, 180. Pre-cruise checks. Fuel 4 pumps, lights. Logo's off. AP's off. 4.5 for the diff. Sets. Belts off. Recall. Might make sure 12115 and no CPDLC. Pre-cruise checks complete. So yeah, 2 failures. We said into 59 in 10 hours, so it might be that we don't see any. But usually when I've ran these, we've had them, the first one around sort of 15,000 feet, so we'll keep a BDR on it. God, look at this, fantastic. This is so, it looks so good. That is just awesome. Got the shadows from the clouds, the sun's setting over there in the west. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And this, I understand, yeah, Microsoft Flight Sim and aircraft handling on the takeoff and landing, it isn't as good as in X-Plane. That's just my opinion, of course, but you can offset all of that with this. I mean, I fully understand why people have switched to use this sim, because the aircraft is certainly good enough. And then, not fly from A to B, it's very realistic. That looks incredible. I need to do some more flying, like GA and bombing in all this weather, and doing some more stuff. It looks so good. I'll just stay at 180. Actually, you know what? Let's go to 22. That is our flight planned cruise level. So 220. And if I push out into then, that should update the cruise level. There we are, 220. Perfect. So that's now set 3 times. Lanzazari, do you have to wait until both engines are started to start with the before taxi checklist? Yes, you do. Both engines need to be stable.
Eurowings 9593 is passing 2,700 feet.
Welcome. Thanks for subscribing there, Baker Game. Welcome aboard, buddy. Stefan Hayden, if you like GA, I've been spending a lot of time at the TBM 850 in Microsoft Flight Sim lately, and it's a really good time. Very cool. Turbine Duke, I've not heard of that one. Yeah, what was our last stream was actually in the Duchess. Orbex have released their True F Series for X-Plane 12 as well. Apparently that looks better than it did, so maybe I could have a look at that. Yeah, there's some great aircraft out there. There's that Cow's Diamond. I've never flown anything as modern as that before, but that could be quite fun as well. I'll have a look. As I said, I've got 2 weeks off. I might be able to squeeze in a stream on Wednesday, but then from Thursday till next week I'm out base, so there will be no streams then.
10 right.
Well, everything looks hunky-dory so far. I've definitely got the failures on. I've definitely got it on, haven't I? Yes? Yeah, it's on, look. Right, I'll go out of that page. Welcome, Harley Knight Rider, hope you're doing well. Approaching 1 to go, not monitoring right rate to climb, vertical speeds. Oh, out of quiet, that's very realistic, it's the very high rate of climb there. Not so realistic though, dropping the nose like that, doing 500 feet per minute. It should be a nice, smooth level off at 220. I've never seen a pilot hope for failures. That is true. Yeah, out of quiet in the PMDG's gotten a bit lazy. So it sort of does this very immediate level off and then just sort of does 1,000 feet per minute and then a very shallow rate of descent approaching the cleared level. And I only got 20 miles till top of descent. There we are. So after Alono, which is where we're routing to now, we're going to route direct to Diggin, which is the beginning of the arrival into Shannon. What do you think? What do you have to think about when flying into Shannon then? So it's a nice airport really, it's nice and quiet airspace, nice long runway. Just having a look at the documentation packs from my operator. Again, I'd love to share this stuff, but I can't, but I can discuss it. So Shannon, yeah, they might not even have documentation of Shannon, I might have found this online. So arrival, runway 24 preferred, you might route it direct to Derag. Could be minimum spacing, high energy approach with shortcuts, there isn't a huge amount to say. Taxi, there's no stop bars for Cat 1 conditions, so be cautious, and parking stands expected. Perfect. Yeah, Shannon, yeah, it is windy as well, of course, but the actual sort of layout and approach is quite simple. So, Digan, Ogono, Derag. That's the restrictions. Alono, Digan, Ogano, Derag. We've got 220 knots there and restrictions on the way in, which we'll comply with. 80 above, 60 above at Ogono. I don't think this leaves us high. I'll just delete that temporarily. A tiny bit, 5805, but we'll comply with the restrictions. Derag at 220, which is coded. ILS 24 will be straight in then. 11095. 11095. 237. And 237. So frequencies, courses, minimums, Cat 1, 215.
Welcome.
Minimums we are now setting here. Perfect. Thanks for subscribing there, Raul Lopez. If you're doing very well. Frequencies, courses, minimums. So straight in via Rosrow. RVR needed 550 metres. MSA is a little bit of high terrain to the east, 3,400. So we'll stay at 4,000 feet. If there's any issues, intercept, down we go. There's an NDB to cross Shannon with NDB, so we'll tune 339. So if we actually fly an NDB approach, the aircraft will fly it without tuning the NDB, but legally you need to. You need to actually have it tuned, identified and active to fly the approach. Right, that's all coded then. Let's have a look at the runway. Nice long runway here in Shannon. So runway 24, want to vacate at Alpha. Full length is 3,200 metres. Via Alpha, I'd say it's around 2,600 conservatively. So landing en route. 2,600, so runway 24, import aircraft details, that'll be our actual landing weight, import weather. So flap 30, order brake 3, oh look at that, 1,600, easily. I think we might even go order brake 2. 90, yeah, let's go flap 30, order brake 2, because we're so light. And that should work out for Alpha. We can always brake manually. Flap 30, 300 kilos to burn, 56.5. Order brake 3, and you can't really plan final reverse with my yoke, so I just have to use second E10 every time. And we'll taxi off via Alpha, and then we'll just park on stand. As I said, I've got MK Studio scenery all installed. We'll just take any stand in front of the apron. That's empty. Cool, approaching top of descent, and nothing has occurred yet. Drag required after derag. As soon as I said that, I was like, here we go. Have I definitely had that active, didn't I? Usually when I've had this amount of failures. Maybe if I've increased the amount of failures to 2, it's spaced out. Maybe it's spaced out the fact that I've chose 2 over the 10 hours. Could have a gear failure again. Yeah, the nose wheel didn't extend, did it? Right, let's descend. First restriction, 80 at Deegan. VNAV. Super short sector. Check recall. Yeah, nothing. It's fully serviceable at the moment. The only other thing I could do... Oh, there is a failure active. Right, I'm not... There is an active failure. Okay, so I'm going to leave it. Something's failed, but I don't know what. So something's definitely failed. It said active failure 1. It's not off scheduled descent again. Well, that's the second time. Is that a bug actually at the moment, guys? Because that's happened twice, and I think it happened on another stream. That's not the failure. Master caution, air conditioning off scheduled descent. It did that last sector. I think that's a bug. Cat says flight from the right hand seat. You know what? I'd actually be good practice because I might be doing some command upgrade flying. So I do need to get used to right seat. I did. I mean, last week I did my right hand seat check, and it was uncomfortable. You had to get used to it. Wrong way says I don't think a wing's dropped off. No, I think we're still flying, but there is an active fault. There is an active failure. I'm just trying to... It's okay. Vibration, that's fine. Okay, just keep an eye on it, keep flying. Yeah, I've scheduled a sensor bug, yeah, I think so. It's a bug whenever you reach cruise and only stay for like 5 minutes, it triggers it, reducing the cruise level, gets rid of the light and recall light. Okay, well, I'll just leave it on for now. Again, you know, all the checklist says is you've descended before you've reached your cruise level. You can either reset that. If you do, make sure you update your land out, especially if you divert, because it resets your abort or return to point of departure feature. But yeah, I'll just leave it. Right, it's traffic 10 miles ahead. We'll keep an eye on her. Could be a reverse or a gear fail. It could be. As I said, we'll leave it. Michael Tizard, silly question. When you have to fly right and seat both captains, who has command if something is wrong? Great question. Usually you allocate someone as the commander. I've flown with 2 captains before. Ultimately, the one in the left-hand seat is going to be the one who does the RTO actions. But yeah, it's just one of those things, really. Seatbelt signs on. Cabin's still secure. Coffee machine offline, probably. Light speed, you're referring to that story with my first day line training? I'm not going to do that. Maybe when I'm as experienced as that guy was. He'd been flying for like 30, 40 years. No, I won't be doing that. Well remembered. I'll never forget it. Well, it's all okay. Windscreen wiper failure. Very nice evening though here. Oh, summer's almost here, guys. It's not even 6. Well, almost 6, and there's still sunlight here. It's lovely. Beautiful. Oh, there's traffic descending right on top of me. Can't quite see them. Yeah, I can't wait as well, Aaron. Yeah, the dark evenings are finally going to disappear. We just need some sun and some heat. Do PMDG do light bulb failure? Said walking 1993. I believe not. Lanzari, I don't know if you saw the Aberdeen scenery released last month. Who released that, sir? Any chance you're going there in the future? Possibly. I've not been there for a while. I think we've done it before, haven't we? I can't remember when and where and went to and from. Devil Riser, is it possible to get anti-ice failure? And if you need it, what would you do? Great question. So engine anti-ice failures, typically they get stuck open or stuck closed. And you have also the cowl anti-ice line. Essentially, if it's stuck closed, you need to avoid icing conditions, which is sometimes easier said than done. If you're sort of descending and it's thick overcast clouds, I mean, what are you going to do? You've got to get through it, but you might expedite your descent for it there. I've never had issues with engine anti-ice. I once had to dispatch with it closed. Or was it stuck open or closed? I can't remember, and we had to be careful in descent with thrust. Yeah, it's quite a reliable system. Quite a reliable system. I've never had the cowl anti-ice light though. the amber one. Only that I had the blue light stay illuminated. The cow anti-ice here, it's overpressure of the system, and you have to reduce thrust until the light extinguishes. That one's a bit trickier, and you can sort of reduce your performance. I have had it where it stayed dim or bright. I can't remember which one it was, but we dispatched with it, and it was a beautiful clear day, so it wasn't an issue. But that's called that's different. That's the cowl valve open indication, not as expected. So if it's off like this, it's off. But if you put it on, you see it goes bright and then dim. Sometimes if it's stuck on bright, you're based on the switch position. It's either failed closed or failed open. And if it's failed open, you have to limit the thrust to 80% N1, I think. But I have to double check 80 or 90%. So yeah, when you're climbing, it can be quite restrictive. Yeah, and exactly. Suddenly having an extra hour of daylight's a great feeling, I know. Gets rid of that seasonal depression. Well, we have a failure, but there's nothing here. We know about the off-schedule descent, the bug in the aircraft, and everything's fine here. We've just got the master caution air conditioning. Right, post-cruise checks, fuel, 4 pumps, lights, logo, angular bank. 25 degrees, pressure is 3.9 set, seatbelts on, recall, master caution, air conditioning, off schedule descent. Checks complete. Perfect. So straight in off the ILS. Did I not put my fixtures in? No, but no fixtures in. Ten and 4 will do. So we're already descending, we'll leave it VNAV. Again, the VNAV behaviour we discussed in length today is not the most accurate.
20 miles, Shannon.
Want to go? Next restriction, flight level 60 at Ogono, so we can set that now. 60 sets. Connor says, quick question, could you show us your VATSIM stats and how many hours you've got on the network? I think it's over 1,000. I think I've logged over 1,000 hours of VATSIM now. It's crazy. I don't even know my stats, but someone told me a couple of months ago I've got over 1,000 hours of VATSIM. I was like, oh, wonderful. I mean that's just VATSIM. All the test sectors and flying offline. It must be almost as much as it's flown in real life. Perfect. Just about to hit the top of cloud. 4 degrees. Engine anti-ice on. Needs to do an MEL stream. Oh yes, have a look at the MEL. Yeah, we've not really looked at much sort of dispatch with technical issues. The illumination is how the sun gets dimmer as you go through the clouds. Very good, really, really good. This VNAV slippy path though, descent where it shows you perfectly on profile, that ain't so good. Right, approaching 1 mile from Ogono, we can now step down to 3,000 feet. Obviously when I set QNH, even though I preset it in the FMC. Actually, did I put the winds in? I don't think I did. It's not the end of the world. There's hardly any. But yeah, that massively changes the profile, which isn't quite right. These are suspiciously well-behaved test sectors. Don't level off. Level... Oh no, sorry. Yeah, don't climb. Level off, that's fine. There was an aircraft bobbing around a bit. Oh my days. Right. What's his intentions? Oh my. It's going to set VS 1000. Adam. You've been having lovely fluffy clouds of Microsoft flights, have explained. Has been IMC since departure. I'm holding at Derag until you're inbound. Thank you very much, buddy. I think that's you above you. Better do some unicomming actually. So vertical speed, we'll start bringing the up speed back. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to these failures. Shannon traffic, Alpaca 2 Sierra November is established on the localizer 18 miles for ILS24. Alarm approach now. Localizer, live localizer capture, runway heading 237 set. It's a bit early to arm glide slip really. Get a bit of scalloping at this distance. So I'm going to use speed brake because it is too slippy. PMDG. That's going to help us get towards the up speed by 10 miles. Matt Bodge says that's the failure. Where? What? Which? Too slippy. Right, I'll start the flight recorder as well, seeing this is my last flight. If I can find it. Ah. Oh no, where's it gone? Too much stuff to do. There we are. Flight recorder. Perfect. Good, replay's on. So we'll go flat 1 now. The failure is a bottle of Fairy Liquid has burst and covered the fuselage from cargo leak. Fairy Liquid. On to go. Flap 1. So the flaps are extending okay. Should just check for the leading edge flaps. Yeah, green light. Flap 5. Still got the speed brake out. Really, really slippy. My flap 5. Speed brake. 1,000 feet. Should be slowing down a little quicker than that. It is a slippy aeroplane. It just feels ultra slippy. Maybe with that Fairy Liquid spilled onto the wings. Right, glide slope capture. So missed approach altitude's 4,000 feet. That little balloon up to the glide slope just helped to bleed off the rest of that speed. Evney, how much have you flown this year? Do you spend most time in the simulators? I've flown 3 times this year, already in April. So yeah, I live in the sims or ground school sessions, but mostly sims. Probably about 1 in 10 sessions ground school. The other, yeah, sim, FMP, fixed base tyre rating sessions, full motion sessions, 6-month recurrent training sims. Do it all. It's probably about 30, 40 different sessions we do. Right, established now. I'm just going to go flap 10. It's just a little bit too slippy here with flap 5, but it's not too far off now, what I'd expect. After going to become an LTC, that's correct. Done my ground school, done my sims already, all passed, just waiting for the line training. Nice spacing here, looks good. Traffic's nice and ahead. Shannon traffic, Alpaca 2 Sierra November, established ILS 247 miles. He's just about to go over this threshold, so. And that's MK Studio scenery again. You had flapper symmetry. Yeah, that's something I need to do on a stream. Flapper symmetry, because the PMDG doesn't model that. But I do believe the Zebo does. And that's nasty. Trailing edge flapper symmetry is not a fun day. But everything looks good until I drop the gear. Let's see. I'm in 6 miles. I'll have a quick little look. 1 active still, and I programmed it for it to have 2. I think I had to turn that off. Right, I promise we'll do one soon. Remind me in the next stream. Get out and flat 15. I wonder what it is though. Start switches. Oh, again, they're already in continuous. Turn off the engine anti-ice. Recall check, speed brake, and that's master caution, air conditioning off scheduled descent as discussed with the bug. Speed brake is on green lights. Landing gear down to green. Order brake is set to 2 holding flaps. Flap 30.
Shannon traffic Alpaca 1180 vacated.
There we are. Flaps. All looking good. 30-30. Green light. Lights on. Little land checks complete. Nose gear collapse. It's a mystery. I love a mystery failure. Yeah, but it's. I don't know what's going on. There's something hidden within the bowels of the aircraft.
1,000.
Checked. So it probably is the coffee machine. Right, all stable. Very light, okay. Remember, we only got 50 passengers, so typically about 57% needed with 60 tons. We're only about 54, 55 tons, so probably about 54, 55% M1. Just set a target thrust setting to hold the speed. A little bit low, 3 reds. So just do about 500 feet per minute. Try not to level off, otherwise you'll go the other way. Good. Bit of a gust. So the way the wind vector moves in Microsoft Flight Sim isn't the most realistic, but the way that speed's kind of bobbing up and down on the ASI, that's actually not too far off from the sort of changing winds. Everything looks all nice and under control. It's a lovely short flight.
Plus 100.
Check. Oh, look at it. It looks spectacular, doesn't it? Oh, I just realised it's very dark in my room, isn't it?
200. Minimum.
Continue. Smidge low. Keep descending though at this stage. Don't
100.
hesitate.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Check.
10.
See, oh, that's lovely. Well done, PMDG. You can check about... Oh, that was butter. Right. Speed brakes up. Reverses. Because you're light, you can really get away with sort of flaring around 20 feet really easily. Oh, is that Alpha 2? No, not quite. 100 knots. 80 knots. There's the exit. 60 knots. Cancel reverse. That was a minus 70 feet touchdown. Minus 76 according to New Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Shannon. Perfect. Yeah, that flare felt really good, actually. You know, the input needed wasn't much, but when you're lighter, it felt like it was lighter compared to the other one. Ah, and the sim is running so smooth
Shannon
now.
traffic on packet 32 Mike, 7 miles, touchdown.
That was a bit turned. Yeah, I should have turned about 10 knots, not 80. And Alpaca 2, Sierra November, runway 24 vacated. Awesome stuff. Really, really nice. Let's find out and understand what failure we had, though, because that was definitely not apparent. Right, let's pick the stand number again. You guys can choose. So taxiing on the main taxiway. Someone pick a number between 34 and 28. Quickly. 34 and 28. Right, flaps up. Whoever's first. Javelin, you were first there. Oh, KFC Turbo, that's not a number though. I said 29, Javelin. We'll go for stand number 20. Oh no, that's not available, Javelin. Sorry, have to go for the next one. 32, said 24, Moop. Yes, let's go with that. I did say, to be fair, a number between there and there. Request follow me. Yes, I'm gonna get lost. Let's have Swissport again. Right. Oh, there's the follow me car, zipping along nicely. The way it turns. It's that Mercedes. It's very cool. Well, thank you so much for smashing on the brakes there. Well, gives me time to do the rest of the cleanup. Watch the thrust. 4,100. Oh, have I chosen the one stand that's occupied? Don't think I have. I have. I've chosen the one stand that's occupied. Of course I have. Right. I'll just log off. There's no ATC. Very sorry. I know I wanted to park next to you, but I've got no choice, and I don't want to reset GSX. There we are. Stand 39. Ah, marshaller. Perfect. It's been excellent. First time I've done sort of three airports we looked to stay. All of them are high quality third party airports, and they all look fantastic. Very realistic. Again, massive thank you to MK Studios for sending me over there. Shannon scenery as well. All the information is in the video description. Available in any build store, sim market. It's great to have used them today. It's very blonde hair. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. No, I want a perfection. Right. Parking brake set. APU on the bus. Is he going to do his little dance, I wonder, because it perfected the parking. There we are. Cut the engines. It does a little dance when you can't beat 0-0. Please do something. Oh, a little curtsy. I thought they did it. Is that Donald Trump? It's Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I know times were hard, but he's got sideburns. Donald Trump with sideburns. Just need everyone's reaction in chat as well. Oh, that was really funny. That was really quite funny. Oh dear. Right. Air bridge is attached. Let me start disembarking our passengers. Request deboarding. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm curious as to the failure. I'll close the flight. We'll look at New Sky in a second. What happened then? Right. Make Shannon Airport great again, Rosie. Right. Where is it? Aircraft failures. Right. What was it? Standby hydraulic. Oh, interesting. The standby hydraulic system was leaking fluid. So eventually, had that gotten to a point where it was low, I would have got this low quantity and low pressure for the standby hydraulic system. So that's really interesting. When we sort of training, we only really train loss of system A and loss of system B. Now the standby hydraulic system, it's a sort of backup hydraulic system which ensures the rudder, you have full rudder authority in case of losing system A and B. It powers the reversers as well. I'm just going to have a little look at the QRH, but that was obviously must have been a really slow leak of some sorts, because we never got a master caution or anything like that. I'm just curious as to the checklist. So standby hydraulic low pressure. So yeah, it just says standby hydraulic pump pressure is low. With a loss of hydraulic system A or B, the thrust reverser on the affected side is inoperative. And with a loss of hydraulic system A and B, the rudder is inoperative. Yeah, so if you lose all hydraulic systems and no standby hydraulic, you've got no rudder. So that's not a situation I'd ever want to be exposed to. Awful. Oops, let's do the rest of the taxi inflow. Cool. That worked out really well, and 2 fun sectors today. But yeah, that if I could ever have a failure, that's not going to really affect you in normal operations. Standby hydraulic pressure leak. Cool. Right, the passengers are all being offloaded. Again, a massive thank you to MK Studios for sending the scenery out. So we've got your terminal aerials in there. You can see we've just parked up on stand, and I'm sure if I go in the bridge, there you go. Look, you can see the actual passengers. Oh my goodness, walking through a pole there. Disembarking the flight, and then do they actually end up in here and continue walking? No, I think it just terminates there. But yeah, here is the scenery. Very small airport, large runway, and you can see it's fully modelled. Not going to do a full-blown scenery review, but again, a massive thanks to MK Studios. If you've got Microsoft Flight Sim and you want to fly, do ops from Shannon, Dublin, that's probably a scenery you want to go grab. There we go, and not a huge amount of bags to offload as well. Would that be a diversion, Victor Silva, for a loss of standby hydraulic system? No, you just continue normal operation. Well, it depends. You contact the company. If you were flying into somewhere that wasn't a base, because obviously that's going to be a dispatch issue. I've not checked what it says in the MEL off the top of my heart. That's something you do en route, contact the company. They might, for operational reasons, want you to divert, but I'd certainly involve them with that decision-making process. But it's not a Mayday or a PAN or anything like that. Only if you lose them both hydraulic systems, which is extremely unlikely. Shannon's an excellent airport for some DC-6 ops. My goodness, Simon, if you then want to go over the Atlantic, that's going to be a long sector. But yeah, maybe we'll consider that. Anthony, hope you're doing well. Darn work. Where are we? Shannon? Yep, we've just landed here. We've just landed. Anthony, I'm glad to hear that your young lad passed your PPL test. Now onto the check ride. Very, very good. Oh, so he's just done his... he's got PPL test, then a check ride? Oh, is that his final check? Well... best of luck regardless if he's got that to cover in the rest of his training. Excellent. Oh yeah, just want to have a look at the landing, which was nice and smooth. Got the replay on as well, and let's have a look at New Sky. 10 out of 10 on the last sector. 10 out of 10 again. Oh yes, look at that landing rate. 76 feet per minute. What a butter. Bit of a float though. and nicely on the centre line. Superb. Superb. Yeah, I've had a good month this month. These are all my flights, look. In March, near the end of the March. So 10, 10, 10, 9.7, 10, 9.52, 10. That ain't bad going, is it? That ain't bad going. Superb. Right, I'll turn that off. GSX has nearly finished offloading all the bags, but I'll just terminate it now because we're going to do some replays as well. Cool, I enjoyed that. Didn't do any VATSIM events today, but thanks to everyone that sort of joined live with me online. Sorry, I just jumped offline there as well in the last sector, but guys, I really enjoyed today. 3 nice airports with scenery. It was nice to actually just have a look at the airport layouts on the maps, because I might be operating from the not too distant future. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I was just curious. But it was nice to join me. I hope to do that maybe on Wednesday, visiting 2 other airports in the Mediterranean, which I might be visiting in the not too distant future. So that's good for me to have done that, and you ask these great questions as well, which improves my knowledge all the time. So I'll just get rid of GSX and I'm just going to reconfigure the PMDG for the replays. So the easiest way is to load panel state, final, try and match as many switches as possible to what I had. So they were on continuous, that was off. That's all configured as it was. Flaps are at 30, and that should be all I need. Okay, that's all I need. Rooster said no manual reversion on the rudder. Yeah, if you have manual reversion, you have the standby hydraulic system to ensure you have full rudder authority still, which is quite useful. Right, let's try the replay tool and just see that buttery landing. So cue the replay music as well. Excellent. Right, replay. Excellent. Got everything configured as it was. Just pause the replay. Ah! No! Ended it. What have I done? Oh, crikey. That's better. It doesn't mind being spammed around, does it? That worked out really well. Just turn the sim down slightly. Add the funky music, that is loud. Let's have a look at that then. Oh! Now that was a butter. Beautiful. Yeah, the flare felt really nice in the PMDG. Felt good. Yes, Infian, I know there's a way of doing this. I did do it once on a stream, but it's a faff. It's a real faff to set up. Still want a train cab. Ah. Oh yeah, it needs a speed brake. Oh, it's just the replay. It was stowed on the approach. Yeah, I need to have a look at the Infian because I know it's a bit of a faff, but you can do the flying play. It's lovely and smooth now, Microsoft Flight Sim. I don't have any stutters at all. Oh, you couldn't have done. I couldn't have done it any better. Flared. It was literally like an inch off the runway. Yeah, very nice. Sim's so good now. I'll just do one more because it was pretty good. Just on the right gear first though, it's not a problem. Boom. Oh, the strut compression is very realistic, but it's just that movement there when the rudder is a bit... That's just where it sort of behaves there. You see when you brake, look, all the weight going to the nose wheel. Very cool. Right then, what I'll do, I'll pop you into the wing view so you can enjoy the approach from the perspective of a passenger sat in the seat. I'll just pause it there. I won't put you too far back. Probably about there. That should work out nicely. Yeah, you can look at you can see the lift on the wing. the wing moving on. That's quite cool. Right then, guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me on another live stream. 3 hours, not bad for 2 sectors, but the last one was very short. But that was a flight from Stansted to Dublin to Shannon. Latest version of the PMDG 737. It's a really good add-on. You know, you're not going to get a better NG in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's just, yeah, it's just a bit too slippy for me, and VNAV's got this quirky behaviour, but in all, the replication of the real aircraft is very, very good. Yeah, I hope you found it interesting and learned something new anyway. Massive thanks, I've said this a lot today, but to MK Studios again, who sent me their scenery for Dublin, and Shannon and 20 Builds, they sent me their Stansted scenery some time ago. And doing those flights between those really high quality airports, it makes it really realistic, and I know how GSX is working, and yeah, I hope you enjoy that sort of level of immersion with the streams too. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like it, it helps out the channel a lot, and if you want to subscribe to stay up to date with the greatest content, well yes, we'll say that, not really, but if you want to stay up to date with the latest content, please do subscribe. Maybe a stream on Wednesday. If I can't get one done on Wednesday, it will be sometime at least until next week until I stream again, because I am starting my training, as I said, to become a trading captain. So do keep the questions coming, especially during streams. I enjoy the interaction and looking things up if I'm not too sure. Right, that's it guys, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Cheerio.